Welcome back. We are here. I am Flop. I'm here joined by AJ Ken, and we are this is season 7, week 4, the Omega Strikers Amateur Series. We're loading in very quickly into our first match: Carhopium versus Chikara Chills.
Yeah, and this is it. This is the last match of Swiss. After this, we go into the brackets, but this is the last week to qualify for the season 7 finale. So these teams are trying to give it their all and play their best. So I'm excited to see what they have for us.
Yep, Osis. This is what we see a lot of. We see a lot of new stuff, a lot of stuff that's a little like maybe unconventional. I really like it, but we are on night market, and it looks like we're going to see a pretty standard comp. Juliet Juno's not unheard of. Julie's very strong on the map. You've got the Juno, who's been very strong on the map. You know, this used to be her like best map in beta. But we do have a Drakkar hover, which is a little unconventional for this. I think we prefer to see like the Dubu, the Atlas, maybe even like the eject goalies, but Drakkar's a little odd.
Yeah, we might see something else picked up here, but Drakkar has seen some popularity increase, and it is actually going to be that Drakkar, and there is definitely a world for it, especially once we get to see those awakenings. But he's not the worst, especially if you have some damage on your team. He can kind of soften people up and warm them up for the Juliet kill. But we do see that Luna, Mako, Rasmus coming out, so sort of a double brawler out of Chikara Chills. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see sort of which team is able to, because they're both going for something of a kill comp here. It's going to be interesting to see which one actually manages to pull it off. Kick off here. Yeah. The Slime managed to take a barrier in the first couple of seconds. Really nice to see there for Chikara Hopium. Superman guy, though, good defense on that top area. Going to keep it alive for now. The primer from Rasmus not quite enough. The strike not quite enough. But the other strike is Nunzi not able to clear it effectively. Julia gets the first kill of the match. 15 seconds in, and it's already quite a lot happening here. Gets another barrier, does shadow there, and it's going along the bottom here. The flurry goes out, and the stun to the goalie's not enough because the angle wasn't quite enough from Silux. Hit the bottom instead. The hook is good to steal momentum from the other team, but Drakkar on this defense is good enough. The shotgun as well to trip up the enemy, keep them from getting any sort of pressure there from the corner of the Slime, not quite enough to get it through. The dash punch was a little bit too off there. It was very close to sinking it in, but not quite enough. And it's going to go in the top side there. Nice bounce off the night market there. Not quite the night market angle exactly, but it was still pretty nicely done.
Yeah, we're looking at a reverb twin drive start. Mostly a twin drive start, but the Drakkar and the Juno do have reverb, which checks out. You know, they're both characters that really want that cooldown. Help shout the damage, help secure. Both barriers gonna fall there. This might be a point for the side of Chills. If this can connect, I don't think it's going to, though. It looks like they're safe for now.
Yeah, but it does get past the Julian. Omen's got the really nice timing on the primary to send it right in. They're tying it up 1-1 and a lot faster. Now, funnily enough, it's 14-second first point, 41 seconds, sort of flipping it around for the second point. But a lot faster in that second point, so it's going to seem... we see that a lot, actually. A lot of teams have that sort of very slow first point, and that accelerates as the game goes on.
Yeah, I think the teams... I think the team specifically that we see... Oh, whoa, around the world, the ball's going to go. Oh, Rasmus back up with a flip. Primary's going to connect. Dash punch does not find that. This looks very, very bad if they can get the ball to their Rasmus, and they do.
Yeah, he's going to hold on to the court for another second, and the shotgun is actually going to counter it there. And that's going to be no barriers down just yet. The flurry is also dealt with so it doesn't go into the goal, and instead they managed to make it go down. Really nice there. Juno whiffs the flip, unfortunately, and that's a strike to the Rasmus, unfortunately, not past him. Juno hitting past, maybe just a misclick there in the fluster of losing the barrier. Great kill from Juno, starting a power play here. Potential for the goal, but they just can't get the angle. They lose so much momentum, especially after the whiff strike from Juno. You hate to see it if you're on the team of Chikara Hopium. That's a barrier getting down the power play. The Slime not quite enough to get it, but the strike is going into overtime there, though. It seems that Chikara Hopium really takes these longer points, but Chikara Chills has a really great starting momentum for some of these points.
Yeah, if you think about it, the Luna, the Rasmus, they've both got really strong kickoffs, and then the Mako is able to like help if they win the kickoff, you know, because of Mako's secondary. You build up a lot of pressure, so if you could survive the initial like burst, if you will, that's when we see them start to struggle, and I think that's what the plan here is: get this Juno to overtime, get the red speeds, and then this Mako's not really a problem. She just can't hit red speed, you know, like it's too fast.
Yeah, it is pretty. The Mako on Night Market, of course, does see a lot of picking, but it's not quite one of the best goalies for those kinds of scenarios. Now, of course, she can really hold down a lane very nicely at times, but her mobility is kind of poor when it comes to switching sides. So we do see that open goal there for the side of Chikara Hopium. We have an opportunity for Chikara Chills to score, especially with that core flip on the Mako. If Superman Guy does get pressured a little too much, he can use that, potentially even send it into the goal with some great options, but he's not going to need to as Omen sends it in. And these teams are just... Actually, that might be the first time I've seen it go exactly 0-0-0-0 on the set point. Because usually it goes to overtime immediately after that, but it's kind of neat.
Yeah, we're seeing a very close first set, and I wouldn't say either team really has an advantage here. I guess maybe Chills, if we just look at the energy economy. Okay, well, now that evade's come out, definitely Chills, but flip. Oh, that barrier's lost. Looking really bad for Opium right now.
Yeah, especially off of that beautiful timing off of him. We saw earlier a couple of missed primaries, but he was just dialing it in, trying to get the timing right again. Maybe a little rusty on the Rasmus pick, but definitely knocking the rust off of there if there was any to begin with, and he's going to be rewarded with something like a Stacks on Stacks. Could deny the Unstoppable from the Drakkar, but most likely we're probably going to see a Rampage coming out here, because of course it's very good on that Rasmus. And there it is.
Yeah. The Rampage picked up. This leaves a lot of options. It really does. Drakkar and Julie's going to get something they want. Chronos, it's really nice. The heavy impact's going to let your Julie find a lot of kills. Plus, it's going to get the refund, or like the cooldown if she hits multi-targets on dash, which you typically do, right? Because you're dash rushing core into the net. So this could be a very strong Juliet. Like, this could be a very strong build she's got going. The only other noticeable thing I'd really say is like the team player on Mako might get us to red speed. And this Luna, who hasn't been dying too much, does pick up the Stacks on Stacks, and she's already pretty fast.
Yeah. I do believe that team player plus Mako passive is enough to get to red core even without overtime. So that'll be really nice. It's one of my favorite awakenings on her, just for that reason. Now we actually see Juliet taking a lot of damage here, potentially dying off of the Mako secondary, but it wasn't comboed quite properly with the Rasmus. There was a vision there, but the execution was just a little off. We see a lot of abilities now being actually used on that Juliet. Finally getting the kill, though. Great pickup by Omen, and also the goal as well, striking down when the Drakkar was top. Nice, paying attention to where the goalie is there. So many times, especially in OSAS, you see the forwards strike towards where the goalie is and just try to shove it through. And sometimes they do that really well, but a lot of times it's easier just to go where the goalie isn't. And really nicely done there.
Yeah, something to note as well is that this formation that we've got from the side of Chills, with the Luna standing behind the Rasmus is doing a really good job of, specifically Omen. Omen's doing a really good job of like making sure he doesn't give up possession too early. So it allows his Luna to kind of just like feed the core to him on repeat. Oh, beautiful though hook play. That's unfortunate. I was excited for it.
I was too. It was going to be so nice, but it was a great defense as well by Chikara Hopium, who's still in this. Even though they are down the one set, I mean, they're only down 1 point here, and that first set was really close. Mako ult is whiffed a little bit, unfortunately, and also dies for that. But Barrier still lives, so unless something comes out of this power play, and Omen is really trying to make sure that nothing does. Hook as well down. Not sure if that was a slime down with a hook despawned or if it wasn't to the hook, but either way, really nice stuff. But in the end, Shadow's going to win a strike war and send it in right as the Mako was respawning. They held for so long, but it wasn't quite enough. The other really interesting thing, though, is that Orb Ponder wasn't picked up, especially when there's a Luna in the game. She really benefits from all of that cooldown reduction. So a little bit interesting choice there, in my opinion. Although, you know, Stacks on Stacks is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to see the orb value a lot of times. Oh wait, beautiful pass from Rasmus there. I have name off bug for some reason. I don't think they're actually name off. I think I'm just like super bugged, so I don't have names.
Sometimes it does happen, but it is... Oh, nice kill by I'm Richie on the Luna there. Onto that Juno, who is Silux. Secondary from Rasmus is not quite going to get it. Good defense. The hook and the shotgun counter. Beautiful interactions there by both sides. And another kill. Shadow's just really locking it in with this Juno as well. That heavy impact really making all the difference. The Slime's trying to go between each other, but intercepted by the Rasmus. The hold on the secondary by Superman Guy, also really nice. Really able to clear with this Mako. I'm Richard respawns, pass it up to the core flip on the Rasmus, who's going to send it towards the barrier, but Drakkar is still on that defense. We also have Julie failing to get the kill on the Luna. That's going to be Dash Punch out for another few seconds here. Mako even playing up, trying to get something done as we go into overtime here. Red Core's all over the place. Good primary into strike. Omen with the self-dribble amazingly. Superman Guy not quite able to get the primary to capitalize on the momentum, but a great strike from the Luna is going to send it a little too far down. The core flip is really nice, and it's the long shot from Superman Guy.
There's that team player difference right there. I don't think they were ready for the extra power on top of the core flip, but yeah. This Juliet has picked up the heavy impact and just became a menace. We've seen, what, 5-6 skills since she picked it up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just, there's a lot. Unfortunately, they're not able to capitalize, but even still, it's looking pretty good with just the amount of XP you have. Your Juliet could become a real menace next set.
Yeah, and especially only one set in, because we do see usually kill comps go kind of the distance. The more awakenings they get, the better they go. And, you know, especially with things like Unstoppable already being taken off the table, no reverb as well for the stagger. There's a lot of those defensive awakenings, some highlights taken out of the equation already, so this is almost as tanky as Red Team will get here. And yeah, not great, but they're fighting back. Shadow very low here, and if she gets too close to the edge, that Julie might just die. And they just keep putting damage on this really nice KO play. You always put a tag on the enemy, you always try to hit them. To make sure they can't regenerate. But Psylux, though, while the forward is kind of out of commission trying to stay alive, managed to clip and get a barrier. And that's the other thing. Midfield, rotating to forward is really nice. That is sort of the duty of midfield, is to be where midfield is needed, wherever that is. And sometimes where the forward is. Great kill by Shadow as well, and also really awkward bounce there. And the night market angle, but the core flip, good reflexes on Superman Guy to catch that. Trying to defend, pass it to the Julie, because there's not really many options there. And it's just the checkmate situation there. You have an enemy on top, an enemy on bottom, and a night market angle in the middle. So there's really not many places that you can clear there. Really unfortunate, but really nicely played by Hope.
Yeah, that's very rough. Part of the risk that comes with playing Luna is that you miss your dash and you're out of position, and that's what happened there. We went hero play did not work out, and I mean that's just the price you have to pay whenever you pick a champion like Luna.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Ooh, great play there by Jakar Chills to take the set. That is another 5th point set here. Very close games. As Red Team, though, taking the 2-set lead. The sets are close, but the game so far, not so much with the 2-set lead now. Rasmus potentially getting quick strikes, even bulk up as well for more power, denies Julie as well. Hot shot deny on the Junos also on the table there. So many options for this Rasmus. Gonna go for the hot shot tonight. It's also really good on that Rasmus primary.
Yeah, that will put all of Rasmus's abilities pretty much, I think, except secondary, into the red speed, so it's very good. Missile prop on the Juno is a little surprising, especially because I think you want to save that for your Drakkar, but maybe I just don't see the vision, I'm not sure. But we do have quick strikes on the Julie. That's going to make Julie a bit of a menace in those scoring sequences. And I mean, Deadeye on the Luna is also notable. You know, they're already finding a lot of kills, and now you've got Luna's best in Slot Awakening, pretty much.
Yeah. I think the missile prop on the Juno could be really for 2 reasons. It could be to deny it away from the Luna, although with the Deadeye on the table, usually you'd rather deny that one. But it also could be that, you know, if you're trying to get more kills and help out this Julie to get some kills, get some damage on the opponents, then the missile prop on the Slimes is pretty nice, even though it does slow down the abilities. So bit of a mixed bag, but potential in that they actually find the double barrier really nice. Shadow dribbling off the enemy barriers. Slime as well to pass to the forward there. Superman Guy clears over the top to dead space, and it's going to be Omen getting to there first. And on a really nice bit of offense here, but a really nice bit of defense, rotated as well from Psylux, and they're able to clear it with the Molten Bolt as well, back line. And we've gotten a long shot from each goalie now, putting the goal in goal.
Yeah, that's the Molten Bolt with the... I believe bulk up's what makes it red speed there. I'm pretty sure that you're okay to walk up to there if that guy doesn't red speed it, but... I mean, yeah, it happens, you know. That's the name of the game. Red speed is strong. Oh, you might see a dead arrow. Not a dead arrow, sorry. Dead Luna. He's fine, though.
Yep. Fine for now. Core flip countered as well. I think that was actually a secondary from Rasmus that might have sent that backwards. But either way, it's not going to get the momentum that Superman Guy was hoping. He's even going to lose a barrier because of it. And now it's in Shadow's hands with Dash Punch, beautifully timed out to get right through Superman Guy. who just is struggling to defend against all of this offense and the KOs. The Slimes as well, acting as extra teammates just to keep this passing play forward, always making sure that it gets over to Shadow. Great clear there by Superman Guy into that really nice angle to Luna, but it's not a permanent clear. It is a death, though, for Mako, as she's going to take another 9 seconds to get back to that, and that's Shadow in front of the goal with the flurry as well, but a great, well-timed rocket by I'm Richie is going to clear it, dash punch as well. I mean, I think every single time that Shadow had dash punch in that set, he was just putting it right through the enemy some way or another. He got so much value out of those.
Yeah, and I mean, with Twin Drive Heavy pummelers, you can afford to do that, right? Like, and just trust that you'll be able to, if you get the kill, you know, like, that's big, that's massive value. If you don't, you're still putting out a lot of damage. Plus, he does have the quick strike, so he doesn't even really need the abilities to score anymore. We can just strike faster, strike more, you know?
Strike faster, win more. But it's going to be an open goal and an actual goal there for Omen there with he's really good at these primaries. That's so many times in a row where Omen has gotten the setup that he needs to get that primary in. And of course, with the hot shot, red cornering it into the goal, as you pointed out, really nicely done and just really good building there by the Rasmus.
Yeah. Something to note that I'm just kind of now catching on to. Oh, that's a dead Mako, and this could be really bad. This could be the set for Chikara Hopium. Maybe not, though. I think they're actually okay. I think they survived.
For now, but the Slime to Shadow, not quite enough. Luna with the dash through as well, really good there. Omen playing out the primary really nice, strikes it through, but Psylocke wins that strike war. Luna's very low on HP, and Shadow does have a core flip, but so far it's in Omen's hands. The Mako ult is really nice for shutting down that offense, but it also betrays Mako in the end there and sending it down to the Juno there, who has to, pulls back the Luna, but the Luna able to get it down the bottom there with the missile prop, or not missile prop, the Deadeye rocket behind it, able to, even if that shotgun from Nunzi hits, would have cleared it in anyways. So just really nice checkmate there by I'm Richie.
Yeah, set 5, or not set 5, sorry, point 5, set 3, this is we have to see Chills find a way to make it work, find a way to secure this set so that they have a bit more breathing room, because we can't make any mistakes right now. If you want to play the game, this is your chance.
Yeah, and with all these red cores coming out from Superman Guy, you're gonna have to take the opportunity, but Shadow finds the opportunity, finds it, but not quite the goal just yet. The dash punch stopped, not quite enough. The Molten Bolt to keep it forward. The Slimes as well, can they go in? Yes, they can. Shadow with the strike down to the bottom, finally gets it, taking Chikara Hopium's first set.
Yeah, that's going to be the first set, and it seems, while they may have had a bit of a rough time, especially in the early on into the skill comp, which is going to get harder, they are figuring things out, and they're going to grab some survival awakening, it seems, denying the big fish, while also giving yourself some staggers, very nice, but the Rasmus could pick up Catalyst, which would honestly be a little scary with how Omen's been playing. Car's got a lot of options here, extra special, yeah, I mean, that checks out, just start lobbing bolts at people. And Catalyst is actually falling to the Julie, which I'm a little surprised, because I think even after the nerfs, Catalyst is still really strong. I think 4.5 energy on every hit is a little nuts, especially into a comp like this where you're going to get hit, right? The Mako, the Rasmus, the Luna, you're going to get hit a lot.
Yeah, it is rather surprising that falls all the way down to Juno, especially with the explosive entrance pickup by Rasmus. Certainly not bad, he does have 2 impacts, but definitely not one of the top awakenings I think of when I think of him, unless you have some more light on that.
Yeah, I think it's mostly for the speed, right? Having a dash awakening on Rasmus. Oh, that guy's dead! Oh, power play for the side of Chikara Chills. This could be really bad for Hopium if they can find a way to put this in.
Yeah, and they're going to send a red core from Superman Guy. Really nice. The hook as well to checkmate that clear. Nunzi had to clear up there, but it's a risky clear up anyways. But struck it down and it bounced into the hook, and then Nunzi had nothing left. So really nice setup by Omen there. If he clears up, you have primary. If he clears down, you have hook into primary. Just really well done. Well done by the Luna as well. I'm Richie taking that barrier with a really nice time dash strike, but again, this Mako ult is kind of betraying Superman Guy on every turn, sending it backwards at every opportunity. You see the dash punch missing, though, only part of it hitting I'm Richie. He still took a lot of damage. Now, the primary, though, from Omen is really nice. And that's going to be an open goal here for Chikara Hopium. If Chikara Chills can score this, but but they're not going to do it like that with a person dying and a core flip taking their other barrier. Shadow really on a roll there for those few seconds, doing everything needed, but not quite enough to get the gold just yet. The dash punch also not quite lined up perfectly. Sylex trying to get it in there, but actually misplays a little bit and then donates control over to the Rasmus. The hook is good, but the core flip is better from Nunzi, who sends it forward. Superman Guy passing around the dribble as well. The primary from Omen not good enough this time, and it's just going to go back to this passing play in the middle of the field. Omen trying to get it in. Imrichy trying to play up as well. They're trying to checkmate this Drakkar, but Sylex is really playing a good midfielder, really keeping them from getting that perfect setup that they're looking for. And as well as Shadow, making sure this Luna's, terrified for her life, but even terrified for his life, Imrichy's able to get that really nice bounce up into the top of the goal.
Yeah, team player and Deadeye is going to make that a lot faster than I think Drakkar was ready for. And we're at set point, match point, for the side of Chikara Chills, and it's looking really scary. Very scary now because we've already lost a barrier. And it feels like Hopium has problems like keeping possession of the core. Like they get it and it's immediately in somebody else's hands, and that's the second barrier gone for Hopium.
Yeah, I think that's one of the sort of and that's gonna be the game. Omen, I think just the hallmark of this series is just Omen's Rasmus there. Anytime it gets to him, he has some sort of plan with it. There were a few hiccups, a few imperfect setups, but when it's in that setup, when he has the core in front of the goalie, when he has his abilities, he's really able to just get it through pretty consistently with those primaries, with the hook checkmates. So really nicely played by the entire team, but I think Omen has a very well-deserved MVP off of that one.
Yeah, I definitely do agree that Omen really performed, showed that the Rasmus pick does still work, even on Night Market, which is, up until recently, a map that, like, Rasmus wasn't really played on. Everybody was like, yeah, play X, play Julie, play Zentaro, play, like, the stuffers, the corner shots. But, like, recently Rasmus has been gaining a lot of attention. And, I mean, every time we see it, it seems like it works rather well.
Yeah, and it could be one of those things where it's, only the people who can play it confidently play it on Night Market, which is why it's good, but I kind of think that it's just a really nice pick, especially with the ability to hook between lanes, because of course you have Night Market divided into two lanes, being able to get between them. Estelle is really nice for teleporting over, in some cases as well, but Rasmus can kind of do the opposite, where instead of crossing lanes yourself, you just yoink the core to yourself, and then there's nobody over there, so, we see a lot of times, and there as well in the replay, able to throw the hook down into the other lane and then also go towards it, just sort of close a box slowly around the goal and sort of choke him in. So just really nicely played there by Chikara Chills on that setup.
And that will mean, I imagine that puts Chikara Chills in Brack, does it? They're not updated? Is there 1-1? Okay. Yeah, I assume anybody that's 2-1 goes to bracket, and then 3-0. Or it'd be like a couple teams. I don't know.
I believe, yeah. So 3-0s get a higher seeding, but the 2-1s still, I believe, do get in. There's some tie breaks and stuff involved. But
yeah,
it is going to be them making it to that bracket. And again, this is an important bracket for any team that gets knocked out at this point. There is only waiting until next season. So this is do or die on this one, and we're going to get back into that after a break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final week of OSAS qualification in Season 7. We are in the brackets now. This is where it all comes down, win or leave. We now have Chikara Clinkers versus Chikara Ascended. Going to be a bit of a match. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, Chikara Clinkers is a long-time team. They've been in here multiple seasons with multiple different players. Notably, this team's known for the one true unicorn, who is, I believe, more of a coaching. Like I believe they coach this team, or like act as a coach, or I don't know. They've passed the lineage down though, however you want to say it. And Chikara Ascended's a new one, I believe, not as well known. So a bit of a Chikara, I don't know, like a veteran versus newcomer sort of thing.
Yeah, but Chikara Ascended new, but not out of it. Last week, in fact, we saw they were one win away from actually qualifying. They got knocked out of the tiebreaker even. They were very, very close to securing their qualification slot, and with a few less teams in it and a little bit of luck, they might actually manage to qualify, but it will be a bit of a journey for Chikara Ascended, because after this, if they win this, they have to go through Seraphim Crimson and through one more match after that, and it's going to be pretty difficult.
It could be difficult. Both these teams 2-1 in their bracket or in their Swiss. Pretty good performance. That is, well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because it's 2-1, but regardless, both of them did well. They got here. We saw a rune ban from the side of Clinkers here. I assume that's targeted, because I don't really see an Awakening that you would ban rune on. But we've got fairly standard comps. No, I lied. Whoa, I just looked at it. I'm assuming that's a Juliet Centauro, with like the Centauro midfield and the Luna goalie.
I would say probably more Julie midfield because of the speed gate tech. But either way, it's going to be a double brawler with Fish Saber. Fish Saber, known for the Luna, plays a lot of the Luna. So going to be seeing that coming out very nicely here. Hot Shot as well picked up on everybody in the game, and that is actually a pretty good Rune Awakening. So not a bad ban out there, especially if someone on Chikara Clinkers plays it. So not a bad one. We're going to see the first barrier taken by a very low Captain Yes. Before this kill comp guns online, before Luna gets that Crater Maker. This is the time to really get stuff done, but he's going to die for it anyways, even with no ults on the field, really. Zentaro just gets his from the kill, I believe, even. And we're going to see the open goal, though, and they're not able to capitalize on this power play. Grand Attack just whiffing the dash. Luna also not quite able to get through that defense, but so far the defense is holding just barely for Chikara Ascended. They get one barrier, though, does Grand Attack. The hook from Vic Blade is really nice, and he's just going to walk away with the back turn. Cool guys don't look at explosions, just lets it slow roll into the goal.
Yone had a beautiful defense sequence there. I don't know if you noticed that last save on the bottom barrier with the strike shot. It hit the bumper and everything. It was beautiful, yeah. But something to note is that last round, maybe it was just like a fluke round, but Captain Yes is playing more of a scorer, and it seems like they want Vic in the midfield. Maybe it was just a mistake because they're kind of going back on it now, but something I picked up on. Wasn't too sure how I felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, but with a map like Night Market with that speed gate and with characters as fast as Rasmus and Kai, you can kind of switch around a little bit, especially as people die, and get taken very close to death. Vic Blade now this time, the one who is playing slightly more ahead and, slightly closer to being dead. You see the barrier, though, taken 1-1 now, even barriers, as Chikara Ascended and Chikara Clinkers trying to duke it out here. We see a lot of damage going on here. The barriers are even, but the damage is very much not. Chikara Ascended really putting the hurt onto Chikara Clinkers here. And even with the Crater Maker onto Vic Blade, but, killing isn't enough. You have to get the barriers, and Captain Yes dying, but did get the barrier first, so even though it's a power play, it's a little bit risky for Chikara Ascended. They have to not let the core go too far past. Core flip was really nice. Fish Saber as well, playing too far up. Managed to get back in just in time with that eject button, but it was very, very close to going in there. Grand Attack has the core. Dash punches the goalie, not the core, into the goal. But that's still really nice, and the opportunity here, the power play extends kill after kill, really nicely done, but they just can't get it through Captain Yes and Vic Blade. The Luna comes up and around, but not quite enough. Managed to get back in time this time, though, with plenty of time to spare. Kai barrages a little bit too early. The Rasmus hook goes a little bit wide, and it's intercepted by Grand Attack when it does connect. Fish Saber trying to get it forward. Captain Yes running forward, and that is a checkmate onto the goal. Grand Attack and Scorpio playing just a little too far up and letting the enemy forwards get inside of the goal box on their own at 2v1. Really just good positioning by Chikara Clinkers, and just a moment of bad position for Chikara Ascended really just seals the deal for that point.
Yeah, it's very rough to deal with, especially because you're double brawler. Generally, you run like an Era, maybe a Mako with this double brawler to kind of make up for the lack of speed. But, well, I mean, you're kind of forced to get into the enemy net, you know? You can't really play midfield. You'll get out midfielded by Rasmus and Kai. This could be a kill and a score, maybe. They can get this power play, but yeah, this looks very... They just play the passes. There we go. Yeah, that's about as that was expected.
Yeah. Perfectly timed dash punch there as well from Grand Attack. You barely even saw the knockback from that hook onto the core. It was instantly redirected off the dash punch. It's really nice.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing the Chikara Ascended here play towards their kill, because that's all they really can do, right? If they play to control, I mean, you guys just don't have the characters for it. Good eBay by Captain Yes to survive for a bit, but still going to lose both barriers. We're going to gain both barriers, sorry.
Yeah, it's really back and forth here. We even see Keone playing super far up, with Captain Yes being a little bit low, retreating back a little bit, but they're playing super far up, and it's a little risky, but it's working so far. Dash Punch is going to send it through Rasmus. The strike goes back to Asher, though, and that's going to be the core not quite going to the goal. The Crater Maker almost sabotaging Fish Saber, and the dash strike almost enough to get it into the barrier, but hit the corner instead, unfortunately. The Asher ult also being used, really nice defense, sort of keeping it very far away at arm's length. And we also see just this defense back and forth, and really it's just a timing thing. You know, can Chikara Ascended hold out long enough to be able to get the kills they need, or will Chikara Clinkers be able to take the match first? But we do see in overtime a lot more red cores coming out with that hot shot as well. The core flip gonna be struck by Vic Blade. The core flip counter there really just frame perfect, sends it into the goal 3-1. But it's an important set to get, because where these first awakenings come out, being able to deny things like missile prop from that Luna, but she gets twin drive either way, prize fighter on the field, and of course it's going to be Luna and Zentaro as second and third pick there, with Kai falling into fourth only. Going to be a deny on twin drive. You know, has been a lot of dash kills here, so it makes sense to deny that. But I do worry that with the missile prop, there's going to be a lot more kills coming out with the other abilities, the Rocket and the Crater Maker.
Yeah, we're looking at this is about how this draft would go. I think the only thing I really disagree with is the chrono boost. But I mean, I get it. You're playing like no midfield. You kind of want the dash range. I think I would have just preferred the Stinger. And maybe that's just me. It might not even be good anymore. I just think Zentaro Stinger, even after the nerfs, especially into your comp, like you may as well just play to kill and like all in on it. Like especially since you've got the missile prop on your Luna, you know, your Julie picked up prize. Just helping stack that feels like that would be a bit more efficient than just going for the dash range. But I mean, I get it. You want the dash range. You've got to play midfield a little bit. It makes sense. I didn't think that was going to go in. It's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a really slow Roomba goal there. One for each side, it would seem. But really nicely found by Chikara Ascended. And I think I do kind of agree with the Chrono Boost strike Stinger thing there. But I think it's more of a thing of, you know, wanting to commit to a kill comp is great, but you know, you already have enough for a kill comp, kind of. You know, you have the prize fighter on the Julie, you have the missile prop on Luna, and they'll be picking up plenty of awakenings to get kills. You don't necessarily need more damage. I mean, it would help, but being able to get that early dash awakening on Zentaro means that you can really sort of cover up the gaps and make the game go the distance. Getting a nice kill onto Rasmus there as well is pretty good. So, yeah, I definitely agree that, like, in an ideal situation, you could pick up the Stinger there, but I think being able to go Chrono Boost there just allows him to do stuff like that and get a lot more forward pressure, because without that, we would see him not being able to go and, you know, really play that midfield Zentaro, which you're absolutely right on. In the champ select, you called it right out of the gate, it's going to be more of a Zentaro midfield, and that's absolutely enabled by that Chrono Boost.
We also did get Grant to be able to stack it up. Looks like a second stack? Oh, well, the third stack, but Grant does have a second stack of prize fighter, and that did not help. That did not count towards it. So not a third stack, but it's becoming a bit of a problem already. Damage is starting to stack a lot. Captain Yes making a play here with the speed. Oh, hot shot. I think they've diffused it, but yeah. yeah, traded barriers, and I mean, we just have to see if Chikara Clinkers can. Yes, they can. After yes, went up and scored. Very rough. It's hard to deal with Kai. He's got peak performance. He's got hot shot. Got more cooldowns, more speed. And I mean, you're a Luna. Luna versus Kai matchup's already awful enough, but now you got like nothing, and yeah, I mean, nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, and another kill, and that, I believe, is the third stack with the KO flip from Juliet there. Grand Attack picking up that final stack of Prize Fighter. A lot more power coming out now. We even see the Astral having to be used there in the corner, and that's an opportunity here, but the power play is over now. They only get one barrier in the end. So one barrier still standing here for Chikara Clinkers. The dash is nice, but Kione's really solid on this defense. Vicblade not able to get the barrier there, struck away. The passive from Scorpio comes out, doesn't hit the angle to get a bounce into the barrier, but just trying to keep it on this other side of the map. But a great Giga leads to a double barrier with Vicblade also catching the rebound. And that's going to be a great core flip as well from Kione, stopping Scorpio's attempt on the barrier as well. Hook onto Grand Attack is going to try and reposition him, but it's not quite enough. Captain Yes took so much damage there, though. And yeah, dash up from Fish Saber. Also has the core flip. Going to overstay the eject button, and it's worth it. I was getting worried there because the eject button did go away, and there is no midfield to cover for that. If Kione is able to defend that one, then that is going to almost certainly be a goal for Chikara Clinkers, but Luna's able to get that, and that's going to be Zentaro getting something like Adrenaline Rush, 1-2 punch, Quick Strike, even Reverb or Orb Dancer would not be too bad, and it's going to be the 1-2 punch there. Probably assumes it's going to get denied from Juliet anyways, so just takes it for himself, and he's also really good on that Zentaro.
Yeah, we also got the Orb Dancer on Luna, which is going to help make up for that lack of midfield, and the Julie still gets Ad Rush. I think that needed to be denied, especially like probably from Kione if I had to guess. I think them getting that Ad Rush is really scary. I just don't see how you deal with it, especially since you're already dying a lot, and now they're just gonna get the reset. They're gonna get the cooldowns. You can hold forever, but your team will die eventually. Oh, and there it is.
Nope.
That's the second Prize Fighter stack.
Yeah, I was going to say the plan is to just not die, but, well, it's not a very easy plan when you are into this comp with these Awakenings, especially. I mean, it is terrifying. The power play, though, is now back to a 2v3 instead of a 1v3. Kione holding strong through it all, though, managed to keep both barriers as they sort of... Chikara Sen not quite able to keep the momentum in these power plays a lot of the time. That's actually because Zentaro's passive not quite getting the core there. Really unfortunate there for Scorpio. Fish Saber going for a really nice corner clear, gets it around to just Dead Space, and Dead Space is actually the friend of the KO comp here. You just clear it towards the edge of the map and just hope that the enemy gets close enough. A really nice rocket from Luna to keep it forwards here. Fish Saber going for a pass out of Scorpio, but the stun from the Corp on Kione is going to mean it goes back to the other side as well, but it's just barely saved. Captain Yes, though, finally gets it into the goal there. So back and forth, so close on either side. But even with so many kills, it's going to be Chikara Clinkers taking the goal, but at a cost of Juliet having 3 Prize Fighter stacks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. Clinkers has no evade. Not a single evade is on their team. Captain Yes has got one, but, I mean, this Luna can just decide to nuke somebody. I'd assume Vic, and it's going to get really sketchy. I mean, yeah, both barriers down for the side of Clinkers. And I'm a little scared. I'm a Clinkers fan. This is not looking good.
Yeah, and, you know, especially now that Chikara Ascended has that extra... Ooh, really nice play there, forcing it through the Zentaro ult. Good cooperation there by Captain Yes and Vicblade. Able to get a perfect lineup there and use the Zentaro ult against the enemy team. But Chikara Ascended has a set of leeway here. Even if Chikara Clinkers scores this point, there's still one more set that they have to nail down because they lost the last one. And that's just more opportunity for more Awakenings on this team that is doing so much damage. And that's going to be Grand Attack taking a double barrier there. Really nice, but a pass up to Vicblade is going to take one barrier. The Giga is going to be enough to sort of throw things into disarray. Strike shot as well, but it's just a setup for Rasmus to die. Unfortunate there, and that's going to be the start of this power play. Can they get something done? The Luna dashes up, but it's not quite enough. The Zentaro also dashing up. It's not enough, though. Kione's able to hold, able to use the core flip there and just kind of stall out until this Rasmus gets back in the game. Zentaro ult saves it, but it's a bit of a devil's bargain, just postponing it for another second, but a great pass. No! Scorpio passes to Grand Attack, who puts it a little too close to the Asher, who's able to defend, and that's going to be the Giga into the strike. Solid defense by Fish Saber until the very end, but there's only so many things you can do against a Kai that has all his abilities up. And yeah, just a little unfortunate. Scorpio going for a risky pass, or a pass to Grand Attack, and Grand Attack went for a little bit of a risky, quick angle to try and get it in the goal. And that's going to be Kai potentially getting Catalyst here to survive. Might even go Unstoppable to try and live. But a Catalyst, I think, has to be taken here. Otherwise, Zentaro takes heavy impact, though. Instead of denying the Catalyst away, instead of getting it on Zentaro, it's going to be heavy impact on Zentaro. It's going to be perfect form on Julie. I think that's a little bit backwards there, but Deadeye falling to Luna is crazy.
Yeah, so I think I actually agree with Sinden. Like, I know I'm biggest Kata fan, but I mean, if you look at it, the Deadeye, the perfect form, the heavy. I mean, yeah, you can dodge once, and then the rest of my team's gonna kill you. You know, they've kind of all got the cooldowns except for Luna, but Luna doesn't really need them. I mean, Luna's just gonna lob primaries at you and whittle you down. She doesn't care. Oh, and that's a good dash to claim that bottom barrier, and you're gonna trade. But ideally, I do believe that Ascendant should be able to find these kills if they can just survive the onslaught. And just, like, one kill is all that's needed, and the ad rush procs, and it's all going to go wrong inside of Blinkers.
Yeah, but that one kill is proving very difficult. A great dash from Luna, but the core flip from Vicblade, and that's also going to be the Crater Maker going down. And that's actually pretty huge. Not being able to get that Crater Maker at the start of a point for a lot of damage, just having that ability basically erased from the goal is quite crucial for Chikara Clinkers.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. The dash punch did not hit. I thought that was going to be a kill. And Captain Yes here, looking very strong. Your Luna's left out to starve by herself on the barrier. I mean, it really does feel like the lack of a midfield on the side of Ascendance showing. Yes, you can find the kills, but every time this Luna has to take the 1v1 with the Kai, it's just not a 1v1 she wins. Luna needs that midfield assistance.
Yeah, and because of that, you see that Scorpio is having to play a lot further back, and that means there's not enough offense to get through Kione. Great angling there off of the Night Market center there, but not enough, and the Giga's going to put Chikara Clinkers 1 point away from taking this game and sending Chikara Ascended out of OSAS Season 7. This is it for Chikara Ascended.
Yeah, because these are BO1s, there's no double, it's not double Elim. You know, you've got to, this is the time, Ascended's got to find something. You got to get the prize fighter rolling, got to find the passes. I'm not even sure, I don't even think you can really do the passes with Kai Rasmus. I feel like they run up and grab it, hook it, something, but... And now our Luna's left in a 1v2. Scorpio's able to get back and help, and there's the flip from Grand Attack, and it seems to be cleared. I think this ball is gone. Big damage on Kione, though.
Ooh, the dash is a little off from Fish Saber. Doesn't manage to save the one barrier, but at least it's only one barrier for now. Vicblade, though, has the Corp available. Isn't even going to need it. Is going to save it to try and get a goal, and it's going to go right through Fish Saber into the goal. Well played by Chikara Clinkers, even in the face of the kill comp. Just staying alive. Chikara Ascended not quite getting the ability connections that they needed. It seems that they had the one really good set. They had a really good opening, but then they kind of got a little flustered as they started to lose. And they just didn't have the cool head needed to get the calm and patient predictions on so many of those abilities. And as we started to see those abilities not quite getting the full connections, we started to see the kill comp fall apart. And that's, you know, if you're playing a kill comp, you have to get kills. It's not we play kill comp so that we can get kills and also core control. You have no core control if you get no kills.
Yeah, it felt like set 1 when the kill comp, you know, I mean, kill comps generally just tend to be very strong because of, like, just base kits, right? Mm-hmm. They also tend to scale well, but especially, like, early sets, they tend to be all right in terms of, like, the damage they can deal, because people don't have, like, health, people don't have cooldowns to run, people don't have, like, energy awakenings. It's just, like, strong early, and then I think on the top of, like, people just coming off a break, you know, like, people are, like, a little hesitant with their evades, you know, but that second set, when they got some health, you know, they figured out, all right, we just gotta, like, abuse the fact these guys don't have a midfielder. They don't have the Era, they don't have the Estelle, the Amy. Like, there's nothing there in the midfield. It's just this Luna. And if we can find the passes and give, like, you're comfortable taking a 1v1 with the Luna. Like, the Luna just doesn't win those ones, especially against Rasmus Kai, who are both very good at, like, kind of saying, I'm gonna score. Like, I'm, you know, both kind of ego characters in a way. the solo queue characters that you pick whenever you want to like solo score and do whatever you want, like they're okay with doing that. And I mean, yeah, that's what we saw. Is just the passes came through and no midfielder. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and that is really just the end of it, where it's just if you can't get the kills and you're able to secure that positioning, that 1v1 against the goal, even sometimes a 2v1, it's so difficult. And of course, in all of that, the unsung hero is Kione, who was able to hold through those moments. Even at the lowest point, there was still Kione in the goal, able to hold it down, getting the MVP there, not through flashy plays, really, although there were a few really good ones. I mean, that strike shot that you pointed out in that first set was so good. But at the end of it, having the most redirects in the game, most saves in the game. So really nicely played there, and I'm looking forward to what Drukhara Clinkers get as we continue the bracket after this break.
Welcome back. OSIS Season 7, Week 4, quarterfinals of the bracket. We've got our last 8 teams from today's Swiss. I'm not sure how many joined, but we are down to our last 8. 2 of these teams will qualify, and yeah, we're starting. We are watching, I believe we're on Chikara Cheating versus Chimp Dinner, right? That's the team we decided on for the game. Nice.
Yep.
Chimp Dinner live. I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Chikara Cheating, but like, not familiar with Chimp Dinner live. I'm not really sure what the players are. I mean, I know who the players are, but I'm not like, I've never seen this team. I've never seen any of these players play together. I'm not really sure what to expect.
Well, I'm expecting some fairly good OSAS gameplay here. We did see that CDL made it fairly far in the qualifiers previously, although not quite getting to qualification. And we also see, of course, Chikara Cheating did, of course, get all the way to the finale, finishing 4th place last season, just off the cutoff of graduation. So should be some fairly good stuff coming out of these teams. And also, it is going to be 3 teams qualifying. There is that 3rd place tiebreaker. Do not forget, if you're in a team watching this, don't leave if you lose one of the qualifiers. You still have that one last shot, but it will be a last shot.
My bad. I love spreading misinformation on the internet.
There's been a lot of change-ups and switch-ups with the tournament organization trying to make it more streamlined, so it happens.
We're seeing a Juno ban to the side of... This is the Chikara team. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm struggling with team sides, team names. Let us swap in.
Yeah, it's going to be that, will indeed be the Juno ban, and an Asher ban targeting Brando, I believe. But that does mean that Perfect Curves' rune is available, and Perfect Curves has been known to play a rune a time or two. I don't know exactly if they are a one-trick or not, but at the very least they are one-trick adjacent. They have played a lot of rune, they're fairly good at it. So not banning the rune might prove to be CDL's downfall if they cannot cook something up.
Yeah, we're seeing the Amy Kazan. I'm expecting this to be a kill comp for Chimp Dinner live. Amy, very known, whether this is midfield or goalie, I'm not sure, but Amy kind of just blinks at you. Oh, that's the Vice. That basically confirms it. That's a kill comp. Yeah. Let's see, is it the Amy goalie? Yeah, it's the Amy goalie with the eject button, siphoning wand, and I mean, this looks pretty standard as for what I expect. We do have ad rush, which is why we're seeing it. Surprisingly though, Mikey didn't opt into the ad rush. Deciding to take twin drive, I guess to help with the damage a little bit, but not having that ad rush when you get the kill is going to feel a little bad, I think.
Yeah, especially, I mean, a large part of it is also that speed. I mean, the cooldowns are, of course, amazing, but not having speed when your teammate has the speed can actually be a little bit of a disconnect. We're going to see 2 bears, though, going down for CDL very quickly. Open goal and a goal for Chikara Cheating, taking the first point in 24 seconds. Pretty much the fastest we've seen in a while in terms of the first goal of a game. So, off to a blazing start.
Yeah, seeing a bit of a problem with Chimp Dinner Live's formation here. Seems like this Mikey wants to play midfield a little bit. I don't know if maybe that's intentional or if they just got caught on defense and never got a chance to fly, but that's what I noticed last round. Mikey is playing up though, and I think both teams are kind of just throwing the ball around right now. Nothing really happening. I say that, but barrier's gone for Chimp Dinner Live.
Yeah, it's going to end up kind of getting past to Equinox there. They're not able to get the full clear. They do get a kill, though, onto that rune, even through the Atlas. Just doesn't have the ult there to save the rune. Brando's also going to be looking very low. Does have the ult there to save Brando, get him some health, but it is still just now the power play fishing. Almost perfectly executed by Perfect Curves there, but sadly didn't win that strike war, didn't quite get the angle into the goal, and the banish was also whiffed. So close to greatness on that one. We just see a return to this passing in the middle here. No team really managing to get the setup that they need to get it through these goalies. Perfect Curves trying to get it in, but you really need to have some sort of organized aggression, and it's not going to be easy with a power play being organized there. Juliet going down, Red Core's going around. We are in overtime, of course. Pass down, dribble into the black hole there. V Mikey trying to get it in and does manage to get it in with the closed form strike there right through Perfect Curves and IDC. Well done.
Yeah, that's a point for both sides, and right now it's kind of just looking a little chaotic. I think kill comp on the side of Chimp Dinner Lives really throwing a wrench in the plans of cheating. You know, a lot of stagger gets lost. People are getting knocked around and kind of just ruins formations and stuff, but we are kind of seeing it revert back to normal. I'm a little curious how they're going to deal with this kill comp further into the game as more damage comes out. Black Hole's also been touched by like 4 people this game. I just figured I'd mention it.
Yeah, of course, Black Hole is a pretty big part of Atlas's lab, but we also do have Atlas on the Atlas lab, and that might just be the... Oh, great teleport, though, by Perfect Curve to secure a goal. Just good awareness of the map, not being too tunnel visioned on that kill comp. Of course, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm under attack, I need to dodge, I need to evade, I need to do all these things, but always got to have that side open, especially if you're on that rune for that map awareness. But I'm pretty sure the contingency for the kill comp is just the Atlas. Get some cooldown reduction on him. Hopefully you don't lose 2 barriers so quickly, but a good defense even against the Vice ult there. The Atlas ult coming in, but it is not going to have to save anybody, but that's because the point is over, so they don't get the opportunity to kill. And a bit of an unfortunate one there. The Atlas ult kind of wasted in a way, and that's a really big, long cooldown there that's just not available to counter the kill comp.
Yeah, we got a flip to the side of Chimp Dinner Live, taking that top barrier with it. Mikey, a bit of damage on him, not able... Whoa, energy printer! That guy just got like 3 stack for like 3 bars of energy pretty much off that primary. It was sick.
Yeah, and it's going to be a goal as well. V Mikey able to find it, and that is, even though Chikara Cheating came out blazing with the first goal in pretty quick time, it's going to be CDL actually taking the center after they get a little bit of a warm-up. And you're going to see V Mikey able to get something like Quick Strike, Prime Time, Hot Shot, Rapid Fire, so many just really good awakenings there.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a heavy... Oh, they vaulted into Prime Time. That's fair. A lot of Kazans really value the Prime Time. Having a second hook...
Leaves it open for the Vice.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. That is true. Yeah, big. And, I mean, I'm looking at it, and you still have bulk up on your Julie, Quick Strikes on your Atlas. I think both teams are happy with this draft. Like, I'm not really seeing anything. I guess the rune with Hot Shot's a little scary. Especially against an Amy who kind of struggles to deal with Red Core. But in terms of like the draft, I'd be happy on both sides. You know, everybody kind of got what they wanted. The good ending, if you will.
I mean, the one thing, yeah, Quick Strikes is good on Atlas. Of course, Quick Strikes is good on pretty much everybody. But he really needs that cooldown reduction for this ult to survive the kill comp for the secondary as well. He's very much ability driven on the defense, so I'd say ironically he's the one that's kind of the worst off in the draft, although if your worst off is Quick Strikes, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna lock it down goalie with Quick Strikes, I think you're chilling. And in a way, you really having your Julie get the bulk up, kind of, it's CDR in a way. Oh, ball's gonna go wide. Equinox not able to get it out. Kind of left in a 1v2 there. That's rough. I don't really know how you save it, even if you don't blink out. But yeah, I mean, when you're Julie getting bulk up, it acts as a bit of CDR. You don't have to pop your ult as much. It's kind of there. Assuming they don't just kill your rune, it's very possible.
Yeah, it is in a way, and of course, Steyer's very good. So we're going to see as it goes up. Really nice forward play by IDC. They're actually keeping the forward momentum, letting them get a barrier, and it's now 1-1. Ooh, unfortunate positioning of that Perfect Curves anomaly is going to mean that the momentum stalls, but it's passed down to Brando, who actually just basically misses the pass, and it gets sent to Equinox Exile. Not a perfect execution on the passing play, but a great ult from Brando is going to stop the core flip from the Imi and send it in. Chikara Cheating took that last set very personally.
Yeah, Brando and Perfect Curves here are they're kind of just, their offense seems really good. Like, they're all, like, really aware. Like, even with that ult there, knowing that you're going to force the out clear just by where you're standing. And then earlier with Perfect Curves teleport, they're just very aware of the offense and where they need to be and what they need to hit. Very impressive to see.
Yeah. That is one of the most important things of that team play, sort of being aware of where everyone is. We do see, we see some hiccups in that as well. Of course, they're not perfect, and so if we see those iron out, great kill by Brando there is a great way to start this power play, but the momentum is just really nicely countered by this IME with the long-range abilities, only losing one barrier. Vice is up in a couple of seconds. They might not lose two more. The dash punch isn't quite able to connect with the core, although it does get a fair bit of damage onto the IME. V Mikey actually struck Strike Ward by Brando, who's able to get that second barrier through him. And now this just forward momentum here really nicely played. Perfect curves, Brando setting things up. Perfect curves kind of gets in the way of his own self there accidentally with the anomaly. And that's going to be a little unfortunate. Core flip is used, but countered with just a strike from the Atlas. A lot of pressure on this IME, but not quite enough. Great angle by Equinox Exile to find that barrier off of the top corner there. And we see sort of the defense of Chikara Cheating kind of scrambling to do some stuff. Great setup by the core flip, passing to Brando, who gets it to the top. Kind of plays Equinox Exile like a fiddle there. You head down because you think, oh, it's going down, and you run there just to see if maybe you can do something. But then it actually is just a bounce up to the Juliet. But now the interesting thing, Atlas, team player or Ponderer? Or even Reaver.
No, I think he does just pick up the Orb Ponderer with the Twin Drive. You're going to be printing secondaries. You're going to get that ult cooldown for the ult. It's going to help your primary. You're going to be like really set. Yes, it's looking like this kill comp's about to draft a lot, but your rune's picking up Reptile. You've got your reverb on your Julie, who's already got bulk up. I mean, this is like the ideal draft for Chikara Cheating. You just get a bunch of survival. You get the cooldowns you need for your Atlas. And sure, you might trade and you look at this and you're like, oh yeah, but 1-2 punch, explosive, Might of the Colossus. Like, you have ways to deal with that. Like, it's just more damage as opposed to, I mean, I don't care. It's going to be able to hold it down longer. You're going to be able to use less ults. Ironically enough, because of all the HP gained, and that's unfortunate. That sucks to see. But yeah, this is a really good draft for Chikara Cheating, and even for Chimped Inner Live, they're okay with this draft. I don't see it being as favorable for them as it is for Cheating.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting all that stagger, and I say this every time. I'm a known hater of Reptile Remedy. I'm not a big fan of it, in a lot of times, but it's not too bad here. Being able to strike away and get a lot of that healing when you don't have to, when you're pretty reliant on this Atlas to survive, being able to heal a little bit more is pretty nice.
Yeah, we are kind of seeing, the core flip's going to come out and manage to thread the needle straight through Mikey and Equinox. But as I was saying, yeah, we're kind of seeing, even though that they do have these really good drafts that helps them, it feels like, especially with this comp, this like heavy kill comp, it's really hard to keep control. Like, Vice just doesn't have a lot of options. So your Amy and your Vice, and your Kazan even, but especially your Amy and your Vice really have to work together to find a way to get this to Mikey, and to keep it out of control. Because if this Rune gets the ball, I mean, it's Rune, right? How are you going to take this ball back as Vice? You just don't have a way of doing it. And that's not even considering, like, I don't care helping. It's just, you have to find a way to play this and like maintain possession, and they're really struggling with it. So we end up in situations like these where Exile has to take the 1400th strike war this game. And, I mean, you're going to lose them eventually. Oh, wait, beautiful pillar by Perfect Curves. Oh my god, rude montage.
Yeah, that is crazy. The strike into... It's not even that the anomaly was already there, right? He struck it up and then placed the anomaly. Just really nice play there. And there's not much counterplay you can do on Goalie besides just having just insane reflexes. And he's even going to get to pick up peak performance there to be able to get even more health and, a little bit of stagger as well from Reptile Remedy. So not too bad there.
Like, he's picking up the Rampage. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, of course, he had to deny the 1-2 punch from Julie, so he doesn't get the Might of the Colossus, but it is, still pretty good.
Yeah, and even here, something to note that's probably sleepers. You're looking at this, like, Happy Star on Brando, and you're like, I mean, Happy Star on Julie, that kind of sucks, but no. That's really big. You're setting up your Rune. Yeah, I mean, you just walk up to the ball, you ult it, and suddenly your Rune, like, they have to evade it or they take it, and I mean, you're double HP, ad rush, Julie, you can't really be tanking those. Ooh, good clear by Item Care.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, you're talking about it where Chimped Inner Live has to... Oh, they get a kill as well. It's so brutal for CDL. Brando doesn't even go for the core, just goes for the goalie, knowing that the Julie ult can just stun the IME so she can't do anything. So you didn't have to try and strike war IME or rush down there. Just really good decision making there by Brando, and not egoing it at all for the goal. Just saying, I know we can score this if I do this, so I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. And I mean, luckily that didn't end up in that corner. But if Equinox got put in that corner with that Julie, I very may have been gone. Oh,
yeah, it's
here again.
Yeah, the core flip from Exile is just going to be countered by a strike from Brando, and we see that so many times here where, the abilities of Chimpton Live almost feel desperate a lot of the time. They're just trying to do whatever they can to try and take control back, but there's just so much control in the hands of Chikara Cheating. They seem to be in control pretty much all the time, and, with all the cooldown reduction, the Twin Drive Ponder Atlas, the Hot Shot Twin Drive on that rune as well, they have just so many tools available to them that, it's like, yeah, you can try and take control and you can try and have some control, but you need to have it for so long to get them to use all their abilities. And that's going to be another goal by Chikara Cheating, just wearing down. They just have more abilities and they're using them more clinically, more surgically, more precisely against CDL. And they're just sort of tearing them apart. And now they're one goal away from taking this entire game.
Yeah, it's a very heavy, like, almost like a aggression playstyle where they're just playing the ball up, and I mean, you have to clear it out, so you use the abilities. Oh, wow. I mean, somebody call a doctor. It may be over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Chikara Cheating taking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really nicely played by Chikara Cheating. Chimpton Live as well had a lot of good moments there. Of course, they took that first set in, Chikara Cheating gets the first point. Chimpton Alive goes through, and they're able to then get that first set. They look good for that, but then Chikara Cheating just has that sort of, just mental fortitude to keep going even after the loss of that first set, and they just stay calm, stay collected, stick with the team play, keep passing it to each other, keep using abilities, and they were just able to just stick with it the entire time. Well, Chimpton Live just felt like they were on the ropes the entire time, and it's such a weird sort of thing that where usually when one team's on the ropes, the other one is also just, they feel like they're doing a ton in that. There's a lot of energy in that, but to me, it almost felt like Chikara Cheating was kind of calm and collected in that entire time.
Yeah, no. It definitely did feel like they had it in their control. They had it where they wanted to. They weren't, I mean, I don't care, had the God's weakest Atlas build, but defense really didn't feel like they were scared or anything. I agree. It seemed like they were riding pretty comfortably, and what was that, 3-0 sweep?
3-1.
3-1, yeah, alright. Yeah, I mean, Cheating just played it really well. That's all there is really to say. Not really any one person that like played out of their mind. I think they all just played solid, played consistent, and that's all you need, really. You don't have to make big plays. Follow the textbook.
Yeah, Ego is great for the montage, and of course we did see a couple of montages there. I mean, of course, Perfect Curves had a lot of really good plays there. But yeah, it's just the team play that really set it apart here, that set up those montages even. So really looking forward to what they see. Of course, that does mean that Chikara Cheating does get to go to the semifinals, aka the qualifiers here, because there is no final here. The finale is the finale next week. But we will be getting to those qualifiers after a break. Welcome back, everybody. We are now in the official qualifiers for the final week of this season of OSAS. We have Chikara Cheating versus Plink Plink Plink. Afterwards, we're going to be going to Seraphim Crimson versus Gap Guys, and then a tiebreaker after that. So 3 more matches, 3 more people making it to the finale. But from now on, if you lose, I mean, if you win, it's great. You're in finale. If you lose, this is your hope getting dashed right before the end. So a lot of hopium, a lot of copium, and a lot of highs and lows to come. But we're going to have a pretty good match to start with.
Oh, we're looking at Plink 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 versus Chikara Cheating. Cheating's undefeated today. 4-0. Would that be 5-0? No, because they got to skip.
No,
they got to skip.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
They got a higher seed.
Yep. All right, that's what. Plink Plink Plink, close to undefeated, 4-1. So both these teams, pretty much a sweep in terms of their performance today. Either team's really struggling. And we just saw Cheating last game, I believe, right? That was the game we streamed, I think. I don't know. We've seen Cheating before, though. And they looked very strong. They looked very in control. Yeah, I remember now. It's the Rune and the Julie. Yes, the Atlas. I looked very strong, very in control, very calm, collected. Not familiar with Plink Plink Plink, so I'm not sure what to expect. And we are loading into another AtLab game. So, the Atlas Laboratory we go.
Mm-hmm. Loading in. Did not catch Awakenings. Don't know if they were set. I guess they are just randomed. I keep forgetting with the changes in the format, but it'll be interesting to see what they pick up. The double IME strat. Don't think that one's allowed. We're going to see a Rune coming out potentially here with a classic Adubu goalie. Have we seen a Adubu goalie yet today? I don't believe so.
I don't think so. A lot of Lunas, a lot of Atlas. But it looks like this Rune band's going to come out. I assume that's for Perfect Curves, especially if they watched the stream last game. I'd be a little scared of it too. Seeing it now come out, I'm not a big fan of now, but I get it. I get it. He's strong. Mm-hmm. Kai Zentaro, this is pretty standard. I'm not really shocked about this comp. Now is able to chip down slowly over time. Zentaro kind of just pokes and will kill you over time as well. Atlas is going to come out, and the Kai's going to be denied. Actually, seeing the Estelle goalie, that's something we don't see very often. Pretty hard to pilot, and you don't really get a lot out of it. There's a lot more room for error and mistakes to show up. Kurikan swapped over the Asher, so seems like we're just going to be kind of stuffing the corners, forcing our interactions to win, and that's very effective. Is what it is. Estelle now, if they can get the coordination going, it's gonna be really hard to keep this ball from getting forward. Curious what this last pick is. Cheating. The Julie. Yeah. Brando's Julie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the play here from Plink 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 is that you have that Asher win condition. Basically, you have an Asher in the enemy goal, you're trying to get it through. As long as you can get it to that Asher, there's a fair chance you can get it through. So if you have that Asher and now to just catch every single rebound, keep it on that other side of the map, then it's basically just wearing down the enemy Atlas until he has no abilities left and you just get it through. Blazing start here, but nothing taken here. Great defense by Cholesterol there, but in the end going to lose 1 barrier, but only 1 for now. Great clear as well to the top corner there. Goes right around Brando as well. Great dribble by Dragonfiend against that corner, and it's going to be Asher shoving through to get that first barrier here for Plink Plink Plink. Second barrier, though, on both sides, still alive for now. Estelle able to get that comfort zone. The more space Estelle has, the happier she is. Asher not quite able to secure that core there. And great sort of pass, self-dribble, Rose Warp from Cholesterol there. Able to get the core forward. The Cosmic Expanse is forced out of IDC. And we just see the core flip countered immediately by Dragon Friend. That's going to be Brando dying. Perfect Curves also walking to the Black Hole, trying to kill Dragon Friend with it. And that's actually going to be another barrier going down for Chikara Cheating. Plink, Plink, Plink opens up the enemy goal. Oh, but the Asher manages to just miss that. But we get now with the angle into the top side. After it all, Kurikan on that Asher, almost getting that goal a little bit sooner. But in the end, you still scored the goal, so it still works out.
Yeah, we're looking at a Big Fish Monu start, which is why we're seeing the now, I presume. Very strong Awakening for Big Fish is going to be really helpful for both the brawlers, really. Estelle's also opted into it. Actually, both midfielders have. Actually, this checks out. I don't know why I would expect them to take Monu, but this is not really that shocking. Nothing like here. I mean, Big Fish Monu don't really have a lot of impact. Oh, that's a little scary. Barriers are gone. Brando's dead. The ult's going to come out, and yeah, Girakin's going to be able to find it in with the dribbles. That sucks. No cooldowns on the side of I don't care. No secondary. How do you beat the Asher?
Yeah, and that's sort of the name of the game here whenever you're against an Atlas, is just checkmating them, keeping the core near them until they have no more abilities left. Once they have no more abilities left, I mean, Strike is really good, but Atlas isn't the most mobile of characters. I mean, he does have the Mom Boot, so he's a little more mobile, but there's only so much you can do with purely Strike, especially when you have an Asher that has all of her abilities. But they're really good defense there from the entire team, having to triple goalie, but they get it done, and no barrier falls. Until now, I say, as I immediately caster curse it. Now it's a one barrier to one barrier situation. We have two core flips. The Monu now managed to just get it through with that secondary, and also ulting onto the Asher. Core flip is used to pass it to now, who passes it to Asher. Secondary is forced out of the Atlas, but Asher is forced off the map. So, bit of a trade there. Power play opportunity here for Chikara cheating, but Plink managing to stay in control for now.
Yeah, the Estelle and the now able to keep it down, and you are going to lose the barrier, but your Asher's up, and as long as this doesn't go in, you have flip. Oh, we're so chill. Yeah, I mean, I'm about to say, as long as like this doesn't go in right now, you're looking really comfortable. You know, you're just coming off defense. Kai's really low. Your Asher just respawned. She's going to have the abilities to confirm. And I mean, here, our now's got the options of stacks on stacks, hot shot. I mean, you can even deny the Catalyst if you really wanted to. Opting into the hot shot, I agree. Very solid. Julie's got a lot of options here as well, and opting into the Rampage, getting some size stacking as long as you can stay alive. But she does have the Big Fish. Could be pretty big. Something you know, I don't care. Got Orb Dancer again, and we saw this last game right there. But she gets the Orb Dancer and she flies. She's very comfortable running around.
Yeah. And especially with the Mom Boots as well, it's a lot of speed on that Atlas. But you can't really use that speed if you're locked in your goal, and so far that's what Plink has been doing, just really putting on that forward pressure. Rose Warp as well, really nicely done by Cholesterol, forces it forward, gets one barrier. The second is secure in the end, takes a little bit more because of the Sad Boys angle, but they do get it done in the end. Great dodge as well from Dragon Friend to dodge the Julie Dash Punch. Goes up to the top here, but it's intercepted by the Piercing Shot. The now even ulting for the support warps back down. Pass down from Cholesterol to Dragon Friend, excuse me. But passing back and forth, Brando trying to get this barrier, does manage to get it with just pure striking. And we see the Asher trying to dash in there, misses it. Q has Core Flip now available off of that hit with the Catalyst. Very important there. Tries to go for a kill onto the Kai, but misses. Has the Core Flip right in front of the goal. Is gonna miss it, unfortunately, there. Went for a corner shot to delay it for a second, but Atlas expected it. Held the strike until it was necessary. Strike shot misses from Cholesterol, and that's going to mean the Barrage takes the first barrier. Now secondary forces it up into the corner. And Brando manages to catch it and managing to put it in with a strike, even after a great piercing shot by Cholesterol. But not a perfect angle on that piercing shot means it goes back up to Brando anyways.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of damage be put on perfect curves. They're just not able to confirm him. That extra 200 HP coming from Big kind of just enough. And I mean, it is a problem. Asher now, Estelle, like they can do some damage over time, but they don't really have that like burst that you need. Top of your Asher, good core flip to get this out, and it's right back in possession because I don't care. Monu now is going to be able to fix that, I think. I think we're chilling. This barrage is not real. That's not a real threat. It's too far out. And yeah, we're clear. I mean, they've got the forward, they've got the ball pressure forward, but just nothing's being made with it.
Yeah, secondary's forced out of the Atlas. A lot of momentum here in the hands of Plink. Pass down to now, pass up to Asher. Core flip into the barrier, really nicely executed there by Plink. Piercing shot onto the Kai, who is forced to dodge out of the way of that Asher primary. Core flip out and now holds it until the strike is used by Brando as well as the dash. So a lot of ability used by Brando there, but does actually secure the flip counter. Dribble with the secondary into the Asher. Strike shot's also nice to get it to this Asher, but the Asher's not quite able to get the action into the goal here. But there we go, striking it in. Ulting into IDC there so that the Atlas is stunned and can't do anything. Has to evade, but even then the core just goes to the top so far away that there's really nothing you can do there, even with the speed from Mom Boots.
Yeah, that's unfortunately one of the strengths of Asher is if the goalie ever walks into that top or bottom pocket of the net, you just pop your ult and lock him in the corner. And hey, I mean, he's not here. And Kurikan dribbling in front, I don't care, he's going to get it out at the cost of both abilities. Brando's got a chance for double barrier, not landing though. And it seems like possession's kind of gone. I think they're fine. Brando's got it again. Perfect curves with the pass. Oh, Curves is dead. Goodbye stacks on stacks. Pancakes are gone.
Yeah, I believe there was a piercing shot as well to get the kill there. Cholesterol sacrificing the barrier to get the kill there in the power play opportunity. If they can make something worth it, something with it, it's worth, and it is worth. As a great pass down to now around the arrow as well was a really tricky play there. You expect it to go into the arrow, so you're holding up at the top there, but getting it around there was a great find on that angle by the Asher. And yeah, now sending it in, really good stuff.
Yeah, perfect curves, dribbling it forward. Barrage, foot's burn for Cholesterol, and it is gone. It's not out of the corner yet, though. Perfect curves, taking it top. I don't care, it's walked up, it's still up, and I think they're good now. Tempo's kind of swung. Dragon's got it, Kurikan's up. And I think it's safe. I think both teams actually found the clears. Oh, it's not safe, I lied.
Yeah, it's so tough to be safe against this Estelle and this now because they have so much ability to, teleport around. The secondaries from now are massive, and just the ranged pressure that they have is just so difficult to deal with. Piercing shot though goes a little wide, was a pass from Perfect Curves and not a dribble into the bottom, and they're going to find it with the barrage and the Julio, but that's a lot of ability used. Even the Giga Blast as well finds the barrier as well. The Asherell comes out with the core flip, and that's a bottom angle this time. Gets IDC, who struck immediately to try and counter a core flip that would have gone directly through him into the goal. But unfortunately for that Atlas, not able to block at that because they already used the strike. But now we see available for now something like Orb Ponderer, Perfect Form, Rapid Fire, 1-2 Punch, Siege Machine, Prime Time. I mean, it's all good.
Legitimately all of the above. Opting into the Glass Cannon. I mean, it makes sense. You've got you've got Hot Shot, you've got Manya, you've got cooldowns. Just opt in for some speed. Barrage picked up on Kai. That's going to help really even out this matchup. Shuli's going to pick up the 1-2. Stealth does have the Prime Time. Asher picked up that's a tie. You don't want. I don't care having that dance or Ponderer and Dancer. That'd be a little strong. But I think I'm a big fan of the strength of the forwards for Chikara Cheating. Got 1-2 Punch, Rapid Fire. Those are very strong awakenings. Kurikan's looking a little low. I lied. Now's a funny character.
Yeah, I mean, Orb into now secondary is really good there. Don't need Vambraces, don't need Siphoning. None of that is necessary. Just, Orb into now Orb. And it's just kind of going to work. Oh, they're not quite able to get this barrier as well. Unfortunate for Perfect Curves and Brando, who are playing so far up to get that barrier, but they're not quite able to get it. But neither is Asher able to get that other barrier. That second barrier still standing on both sides there, even after so much pressure. But IDC plays way too far up there. Bit of a missed position there with the speed from Mom Boots and maybe the Orb as well. I didn't quite see if he picked one up. But Core Flip is whiffed from both the forwards, though, of Plink, Plink, Plink. And that is not what you want to see if you are their fan. As now that gives a lot of pressure as Brando even kills the Asher too. That's, Catalyst energy, not enough there because it was already used, no dodge available, and now it's a lot of pressure in this power play. The Red Core's in overtime. Dragon Friend, though, able to get it around. Estelle clearing the Atlas secondary is nice, being so far forward. Such good pressure there from IDC. The piercing shot, though, gets it through Brando for a second. The core flip around the world. The now secondary goes into the Asher a little bit of anti-synergy, but it works in the end. They have the momentum. The power play is over. The Red Cores are quite good, but IDC is still able to strike this, but a down shot from Kurikan is able to get it in.
Yeah, Cholesterol ended up picking up that team player, 2 sets ago? And, they finally hit overtime. And overtime is, honestly, you may look at it and be like, oh yeah, overtime doesn't really matter that much. Both these teams are fine with it, but no, you have a 1-2, or you have a Hot Shot Blast now, you have a team player. You really don't want that ball up in overtime. Oh, beautiful flip, thread the needle through all 3.
And this is it. This is Plink, Plink, Plink. 1 point away from qualifying for OSAS and kicking Chikara Cheating to the tiebreaker. Chikara Cheating, of course, wouldn't be out of it entirely, but it's going to be very close. And I mean, this team right here, Chikara Cheating, is the number 4 finisher of last season. One could argue one of the favorites to win the tournament, being one of the highest placed teams to be able to play in this tournament. So really good showing by Plink here. You know, they're trying to fight back is Chikara cheating. They have a lot of forward pressure in a lot of ways. And, you know, if they have the opportunity to set their stuff up to warm up and to get through the barriers like this is the opportunity for them to come back to reverse sweep the set and the game and secure their spot. But it is quite the battle.
Yeah, we got Dragon Fury doing a bunch of dribbles. Perfect. The barrage is still out way too early, and I don't care. Oh, I thought it was cleared, but this could be it. Kirikin, oh my! Making space. You got 3 stacked in the dead. Brando's back. Curves is up. I mean, they've swapped roles, but it's so unfortunate that you can't like fix it right now. And yeah, it's just going around and around, and it's overtime. And this is bad. Oh, I lied. This is good. Cheating. Brando found a way to put it in with the 1-2.
Yeah, it was a really good find on the angle, the demon angle, no less, onto that corner. Just beautiful play there, and you know we've started to see Chikara Cheating become a little more flustered from their earlier clinical play, but you know that might be the thing to reset their mental momentum, to get them back in. We see Brando, great execution of that ultimate. Good core flip as well. Tries to go for a bit of a tricky angle and does get a barrier in the end. Probably not the one that he was going for, but it works. They get 2 barriers, and this is the kind of thing that you need as Chikara Cheating to get back in the game. But they do lose a second barrier, and now Plink is trying to go on the offense. They have that core flip on the Asher. If that core gets to the Asher, it is GG effectively with that core flip. But the Soren angle backwards into the goal from Cholesterol! You hate to see that if you're on Plink. And we're talking about mental momentum. That's the kind of mistake that's not necessarily easy to recover from. That's a tough one for Plink, and a great one for Chikara Cheating.
Yeah, Kirikin walking up with this flip. Curves has his. Oh, flip's gone for Kirikin. I lied, but so is Curves. Oh, but it gets a double barrier. It's so worse.
The sad boy double goes around the bottom barrier, hits up to the top, and into the goal as well. Perfect Curves, the perfect MVP of that set. I mean, Brando, of course, had the goal that sort of reset their momentum, but I mean, Perfect Curves took that momentum and just ran with it. Beautiful play there by Chikara Cheating, and it's not like Plink was ahead at all at any point in time. They just swept that away. We're going to see Kai here being that first pick, has the option for aerials, missile prop, reverb, even stinger if he wants to go for a little bit more KO and damage onto this Asher. But we're going to see the aerials pick up really good for the speed. Missile prop, of course, one of Estelle's absolute best picks to get range from a field. Heavy impact on Now is great, extra special on Asher is great with them on you as well. And I'm a little worried for Chikara Cheating, but they're pulling it together in the end.
Yeah, we saw last set. Curves kind of decided that he was gonna do it himself. You know, whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you, but now that he's got this aerial, he's going to be a lot harder, especially once he gets his stacks going. Very proficient with the abilities, forcing it through both players there. Cholesterol, yeah, I mean, you have to clear this out. Thank you. Dragon Fiend, managing to find it down. I don't care, he's going to clear it. It's gone. Oh, good clear by Perfect. Finding up through. That's really nice. The aerial speed coming in. It's in the corner, and I think they're safe. Curves doesn't have any abilities. Oh, that guy's dead. Goodbye, yeah. Kirikin.
And that was also with core flip available, holding on to the energy greedily, waiting for a heal potentially from the Now. But that's pretty brutal. Although the power play doesn't get anything done, Kirikin is back, and Perfect Curve still dribbling in that corner. It's very difficult to get through this combo of Estelle and Now. But a great angle around the black hole is going to mean it goes back to the other side. Now it's in the corner, and now it's behind the barrier, getting it. And that's going to be an open goal with 2 barriers still alive for Chikara Cheating. They are in this to win this. The core flip from Now finds 1 barrier. Asher finds the second. But they have a little bit of leeway. The Asher managing to get it through the Atlas there. Great defense with the secondary, but not able to clear it up to Brando. That secondary just kept hitting it back to the Asher, who just kept able to keep putting it forward and also got so much energy on that Catalyst.
Yeah, Cholesterol with the flip. Brando's got his, but forced to burn it defensively, and I think they will get this bottom barrier. But, I don't know. It feels like Perfect Curves is kind of playing this brawler role while Brando's trying to kill Kirikin, I guess. I'm not really sure what the play is, but I feel like they need to be swapped. I'm not a fan. Oh, that Giga. That's going to be an open barrier.
Yeah, but they do at least still have 1 left, and it's 1 on each side. The black hole in the middle is pretty close to 2 members of Chikara Cheating, so it'd be an opportunity to take it. Great core flip from Perfect Curves there, takes the last barrier or 2 of Plink and opens up the goal, but it ends up giving the core over to this Asher, who has ult and everything, and managed to force it through even the Atlas secondary. Core flip from Atlas is good, but bit of a risky angle there, putting it through that core flip. And we see Brando potentially trying to get a kill. It gets a lot of damage, though, onto Now, but she kind of heals herself and moves on with it. Great strike war, though, by Perfect Curves, rushing forward with this aerial speed, trying to get something done. They manage to clear to the top. The strike shot misses from Estelle. Cholesterol has the core available, isn't going to use the piercing shot. Brando gets it into the corner and away from the goal. IDC's able to clear it. The Giga's great, but just gets it back to Cholesterol. There's not enough concerted effort on this forward to get it through, and that's the important thing. Dribble from Perfect Curves, trying to get up. Evade, goes around the strike clear. This corner is just where the core is living, as the core just cycles back and forth. The red cores are insane. It's overtime, and it goes through.
Beautiful strike war by Kirikin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Finds the goal, and now they're again 1 point away from securing it. But again, we were here not 5 minutes ago. Chikara Cheating has shown before that they can come back.
Yeah, this is. It really does just feel like it feels like Cheating got turned around. Brando's been playing this midfield, and it makes it difficult. You know, like you're not finding the pass plays. You have your Juliet in the corner. Oh, that guy's dead. Power play. Oh, Cholesterol. Okay, all good. Sometimes you gotta burn a flip to procure the rock forward. I understand.
Yeah, it is good to keep momentum up, but they're not able to get too much with the power play ends. One barrier still standing for Chikara Cheating here. The Giga kind of puts it forward as well with IDC, but potentially a little bit over investment. But again, in the end, it's fine. They get 2 barriers. Open goal again for Plink, 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 and this mental momentum again. They're 2 points down, but that seems to be Chikara Cheating's comfort zone. The secondary from Now is good. It's not going to kill her just yet. And now she's back to full HP, even with the secondary invested, able to heal with that ult as well. The Atlas ult, though, heals up Perfect Curves. He's at full HP now, and open goals on both sides. We are now in overtime. The Estelle tries to get that demon angle, and Atlas is dead, but the core is in the midfield. Dragonfriend goes for a dribble in the midfield, which buys time for the enemy team. Kirikin, though, has that core in front of the goal. It goes to the Asher, who sends it to the top of the map, and that is Plink, Plink, Plink qualifying for OSAS finale. Welcome in.
Yeah, that will be Cheating. Cheating, we will see you. Well, I mean, we might not see you. I'm not sure if we're streaming it, but that will be Cheating playing in the tiebreaker.
We will be streaming the tiebreaker. We will see them in the tiebreaker.
All right. We will be seeing Cheating later then in the tiebreaker. And yeah, I mean, Plink, Plink, Plink. I mean, both teams felt like they had their moments, but I mean, something just happened. Cheating got turned around. Flustered. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe Plink, Plink, Plink just bossed up, but it felt like some point that was not the same Cheating we saw the game prior. Or even the first set, just got turned around. Perfect Curves, he won a lot of the interactions, but we got our Julie, a really strong Julie, by the way. I mean, a lot of damage put out, but I don't know, it's just so rough. It felt like every time I looked over, we had the brawler in the net helping our Goldie, which just is not where they want to be. And Blink, Blink, Blink was able to just keep it forward because of that,
Yeah, it was really well played. And I mean, previously in the last time we saw Chikara Cheating, I was talking about how good their team play was, how good their calm and collected play was, able to just dissect the enemy team, to set plays up, and to not it was an aggressive play, but it didn't feel aggressive from them. It just felt like they were able to control the situation. But then for Plink, Plink, Plink to take and spin that around on them to where Chikara Cheating is now the ones panicking. And it just felt like they couldn't really cope with that. Their team play from behind necessarily wasn't the best. When they had control in those moments, they were great. But it seems they just weren't quite able to wrest control from the enemy team. And, especially, I mean, Dragonfriend on that Monu Now, I mean, credit to Dragonfriend, played it really well. But Monu Now in general is very strong, and I would encourage people to ban that out if you see it in the future, because I mean, as we saw here, there's just so much pressure that now affords to people, and it's just very difficult to play against.
Yeah, and that means we will be going on to our next game, I think. Okay. All right, no break. All right, sick. We're going to do our next game. Seraphim Crimson versus Gapped Guys. I believe Gapped Guys are coming off a reverse, right? And, like the Willa B team, it looked like they were going pretty strong, and then they reversed. And Gapped Guys apparently has a history of going 2-2. So I don't really know what all that implies for this one, but also we have Seraphim Crimson back. For those
Seventh time's the charm.
Yeah, for those that are longtime viewers, you'll recognize Crimson. That's the Master Malachi team. This will be the season he breaks free from his Osis chains. And this should be a very good game. I'm not really familiar with either team. I know Malachi's got some funky picks. I've seen him on the Mako forward. Maybe a bit of that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we have seen quite a bit out of him. I believe at one point we even saw him rotated into goalie on an Asher pick at one point. But yeah, it's also for those that off stream, Gapped Guys comes into this qualifier off of a win over Will of B. And there's some lore there as well. We've seen that match on stream before. Good players on those teams. So unfortunate to Will of B to be knocked out right before the opportunity to go to the tiebreaker. But it just means that Gap Guys is going to be a very strong team going into this off of... I mean, I would hesitate to call Will of B only a warm-up, but it's definitely a very good warm-up going into this match. And so I'm looking forward to what they have, what they're going to be showing coming off of a game like that. If you've ever had one of those like heater games that goes all the way, goes the distance, it really is just nice to go into a game after that where you're confident in your abilities, you're playing out of your mind, but it also can be exhausting on the other hand. So we'll see which way it went.
Yeah, and we're back on Atlas's laboratory, and guys, what's the map pool? I'm a little curious. Really, Atlas lab is just like the fan favorite. Oh, it is. I just looked at the map pool. All right, I understand. Yeah, I mean, we're back on the lab. Ramen. I mean, this is okay. I see. I understand. Yeah, I'm fine with this comp. Kazan Kai forward. That's pretty strong. I'm a big fan. I think it feels good. A lot of playmaking potential. The goalie holds it down.
Yeah, and I mean, Cold Ramen, we've seen him before. Just really good at that midfield. I believe we've seen him on Era. Absolutely nailed it. I don't recall if we've seen Cold Ramen on the Kai, but I can only imagine good things off the previous performance. But there we go. We see Master X Malachi on the Mako, one of his signature picks, and I believe that's also then Tefunk on the Drakkar pick. That's one of his picks. So we get some strong picks out of Seraphim Crimson available there. We also see the Atlas from Mew. That's a pick we've been seeing a lot recently. So a lot of strong picks coming out here, some signature picks coming out. So this should be a really good game coming into this one.
Yeah, we're looking at rapid fire stacks on stack start, and oh dear, that's okay. So for those that have never played an all stacks game, if you don't take stacks, it feels awful. Like, yes, I know Estelle and Drakkar both really like stacks, but the moment that Gap Guys gets the stacks rolling, it's gonna feel really bad because you're just gonna be outpaced. I don't know the cooldowns. Maybe if you can kill, but I don't think it's enough. Oh well, somebody's dead already.
It might be.
who is that? That's Liar. Yeah.
Yep. Liar on Kazan. Got caught lacking there. I believe there's a great kill by Master X Malachi who picked it up. Molten Bolt is used as well, and that's going to be Cold Ramen very low on HP here. Seraphim Crimson putting up a great start to this match, even getting the two barriers, open goals on both sides. Rose Warp just to keep it forward. The core flip is good, but it's into the black hole. Damage to Fonk a bunch, but you need more than damage. The shotgun, though, goes a little bit wide. Master X Malachi almost being put into the goal, almost being put offside of map, but crucially not yet. Cold Ramen, though, able to get to the bottom, though, in time. And, it's a little bit of the stack speed, only has 44 stacks. But the more the merrier as far as speed goes, able to just out-position that Estelle. And, especially Estelle is running eject button there. So no mom boot speed there, nothing like that. So doesn't have the ability to even contest the slick kick speed. So that's a, once those stacks are online as well, it's, potentially a 40% speed difference, which is pretty massive. Yeah.
Bunch of damage is being put out for the side. Crimson here. Flip burned to stagger Liar, and there's the Atlas. I think he's fine. Oh, he's not fine. I lied. Oh, he actually might be fine. Yeah, he's fine. Cold with the flip up here. I don't think you really find a way to make this forward unless you walk and flip, but he doesn't want to do it, which makes sense. I honestly wouldn't go for it either. Liar still safe somehow. Never mind. And that's a power play for the side of Crimson. If they can play this forward, but Ramen's kind of just hovering with flip. You know, you have to be careful. If you ever make a move, this guy's going to flip, and he might die because of it. Honestly. Oh, that's unfortunate. Lost the barrier, but... Ball's going around and around. Estelle forced to burn hers. Malachi's not able to connect with it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ramen's staggered again. And, I mean, it's just going around and around. Both goalies not really under a lot of pressure from either forward. Finally, some being built here on the side of Gap guys. But Estelle's still chilling. Oh, no, he's not. Double whiff strike. You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm. Does happen every now and then occasionally, though, so... but still a great pickup there from Cold Ramen here. 2 points up in the set. Very confident place to be, especially after, I would say, kind of a disaster at the start. I mean, dying so close to the round start is pretty brutal. But now we see Atlas at 150 stacks on stacks on stacks. Kazan, of course, only on the 18. But 134 stacks on that Kai is pretty nice. And so you're starting to see that speed difference. And, you know, getting that speed diff late into the match is great, especially when you won even without it. That's going to be another kill, and that's going to be the Kai stacks reset. That's going to be Atlas having to fall back. There's going to be a barrier taken, and we're going to see Seraphim Crimson again trying to get it forward. The shotgun is perfectly timed, but it's also perfect Sad Boys as it goes right around there and does not take the barrier. Pass up to Cold Ramen is countered by the Rose Warp. The Black Hole kind of just sitting there, the core orbiting it peacefully for a second until it's yanked away by the Crooked Leverage from Liar, who tries to jump around the primer from Master X Malachi, the Giga Blast from Kai. So many things happening here, but nothing concrete just yet. We're in overtime now, and that's an invisible Jakar with a strike shotgun with Corp in front of the goal. The Atlas that uses everything, but it's not enough, and that is 1 point scored over to Seraphim Crimson.
Yeah, and here we are. A bit of a comeback now, I think, for Crimson possibly, and if they can keep this up, Ramen did get his stacks reset, so that could be it. There's the ult for Atlas, a bit hidden behind the behind the Black Hole. A bunch of damage being pushed out. Mew's gonna be fine. That's on a barrier. Oh, this is dangerous. This is very scary. The Funk got it up. Oh, and it's okay in the corner with Liar. Good clear. Strike Shot's gonna put it back forward. Core Flip's gonna put it back forward again. Tefong being able to do a little something in this top corner. Oh no, it's okay. A barrier was gained. Not all lost.
Yeah, you go around the one barrier, but you at least get another. It's not the Sad Boys double that we saw earlier, but it is at least one. Now we get the second dribble off the top of the shotgun. Piercing shot, able to hit Liar, but not the core. And it's a very low Kazan as well with the Molten Bolt as well to keep him low for a little bit longer. Captain Ramen, Cold Ramen, feels like Captain at some points with the way that he's controlling the core so well. Master X Malachi with the Core Flip is going to be the one to control this point, taking it up to the top side of the goal there, even with the Sony salute as well.
Yeah, that's kind of maybe a reverse sweep here. You know, there are those repeated stack nerfs by making it harder to stack up. You know, now whenever you die, you really feel it. Used to, it's like, oh, well, I just have to stack it up. But both barriers for the side of Crimson gone. And with Ramen having a flip and, you know, Liar's coming up on one pretty soon, I'd be a little scared.
Yeah, but that flip was used, and I mean, it was countered really nicely by Tefong, Master X Malachi as well, with a lot of good forward pressure. Giga Blast goes wide, so does the Piercing Shot. And you see Master X Malachi in the corner, getting it through there. That's Mako Forward's specialty, is getting it through. Invisible Drakkar fails to strike, with a good timing by Cold Ramen there. We see Estelle trying to get it forward here, trying to get it out. The Piercing Shot is countered by Kazan. We see a Core Flip come out over to Malachi. The Core Flip from Mew is wasted. Whiffed a little bit there. They're trying to clear out of this corner, though. It goes down to Kazan, and Gap Guys take set one.
Yeah, and I mean, that's... You do pull it back, and I'm not really sure. It depends on what's in this draft. But it could be... Oh, it could be very bad. Kai getting this Chrono Boost. I have to imagine it's Chrono Boost. There's an argument for, like, Reptile or something, and he's gonna go it. I guess, yeah, maybe because you want the stacks. You know, Aerials on the Estelle, when Drakkar's gonna get the heavy, it's gonna help him shut down the stacks more. Unstop doesn't really help you here, honestly. Jakar Malachi, Jakar Mako aren't characters that like really hit stun you a lot on the net. I don't really think you're gonna get a lot of value out of this, as much as you would. Maybe it's for like the Estelle pick if he wants to like walk up and not worry about it, but I'm not really sure. I think I like Gap Guy's draft just a bit more. You know, like you get the Stagger Awakenings to help survive on top of the peak performance to help you move just a little bit faster on Liar. Make sure you get the aerials and you get the heavy impact, but I mean, oh well, you know. I'm not really sure how size affects Mako. I don't think it's as good as it is on like Julie or something.
I will say size affects Mako very well. Her secondary and her primary are both melees, and the size given by Mako's secondary actually scales off of Mako's size. So the more size you have, the more size you give to your teammates. So it can be very good. You see the core flip out of Master X Malachi. They're able to take the goal. So really nice stuff there. And I would actually say I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to favor Seraphim Crimson with this. I mean, I'm kind of, I saw them score 1 point, so I'm kind of cheating. But, I mean, heavy impact is really good on that Drakkar. Shotgun resets are pretty amazing. The aerials on Estelle, of course, one of her all-time best awakenings, especially on goalie, because it gives you the range to play up a little bit more with the Rose Warp like we see there, especially with the eject button. And also the additional range on the Crystal Thorns is also great. The core flip is countered by the barrage, though. The Molten Bolt is countered by the Crooked Leverage. The Piercing Shot goes a little bit wide, doesn't quite manage to get the clear that Estelle wants, and I believe that's Yugo on that Estelle. The name's turned off. We see Malachi trying to get it through, kind of managed it. It's on the other side there, but it goes around Drakkar, and now it's back in Estelle's hands, but that is going to be another dead Kai. Cold Drawn just struggling to stay alive here under this pressure. It goes a little bit too close to the edge and gets found. But, ooh, the Strangle fails, and that is going to be Tafonk picking up the goal after Liar hits it into the bottom a little bit too close to the edge.
Yeah, we're at set point for Crimson here. This is honestly a pretty close match. Like, it doesn't look like it, but it feels like Estelle, especially now that she's picked up aerials, like you mentioned. A lot of the pressure that was built, like there's not a lot of actual like pressure. It's kind of just Liar like trying to do something by himself while Ramen and you like stand back and just procure him the rock, which is like fine. Like it's not like necessarily like an awful idea, but it does mean that like you have to really like push it in. Oh, good's cleared by Mew. Holy, I thought that was it for sure.
I was getting ready to celebrate for Seraphim Crimson getting one set close to their qualification. But not quite yet. But they do manage to keep a barrier alive, and that advantage is really massive. But Cold Ramen takes it away, and now it's open goals, and now it's momentum in the sides of the Gap guys. Can they get it through? The Rose Warp says no just yet. And a pass from Tafonk to Malachi, but it's countered by the Atlas Astral Projection. We see that this core is in this corner. It loves being in that corner. It's there almost every single game, every time. The Crystal Thorn's extra range in the aerials is really nice for clearing it past the Kazan for just a second there. Tafonk going for some dribbles and shotgun plays. The Piercing Shot gets it forward. The Black Hole does as well. The core flip from Atlas gets it forward, and the barrage gets it in. Nicely played by Gap guys there.
See, I'm not like the biggest fan of Mako Forward. I know we've been seeing it a lot, like not a lot, but like especially in like consideration of like what we saw it before, a lot more, right? I don't really understand the pick outside of being like just relying that people are going to hit it at. I know that's kind of like silly because like every brawler is like, yeah, I want them to hit it at me. But every time I see it, I'm like, oh, this guy has no setup. Never mind, double kill. I mean, this is going to be a barrier, right? Surely we just play at bottom. Oh, we do not. And I think they're actually okay. Guy's going to respawn before any pressure. Guy's going to respawn before any pressure can be built here. You know, sure, if they can keep it forward, you do have Liar in the net, but it does not matter. Ramen's going to take it bottom side. That's a barrier. If the barrage comes out, yeah, there it is. A small price of Guy's life.
Yeah, Cold Ramen taking a barrier is actually really huge there, even in the power play. That open goal just gives so much more pressure to Seraphim Crimson, who really has to struggle to get it through. But there we go, Mako Ford finally managed to get it through there. And that is, I mean, Mako Ford plays a similar role in a way to Asher of just get it through, get it done. Piercing Shot, not enough. Cold Ramen able to just strike work back consistently, and Yugo not able to clear it to the sides or up. Unfortunate there. Tafonk was waiting for a clear there, but Estelle tried to go for a strike Piercing Shot clear, which would have got to Master X Malachi and would have gotten it to the bottom of the map where the enemy barrier was, which was a really great idea, but it wasn't executed to perfection, and Cold Ramen put a wrench in the plans.
Yeah, it seems like that guy just holds it down. you know, when they need to. You know, they might have given up the first 2 points, but they hold it down. Mew just being this like iron wall, pretty much, you know. And well, I mean, hey, barrier might be open, but he's comfortable here. I think he's shown that he's not too worried. Oh, that hits. What?
Yeah, that's size on Mako with the passive as well. You can't forget about that Mako passive, just making it such a massive hitbox. Just really good stuff there, and that's Drakkar potentially getting rapid fire primetime combo, although on Drakkar it's not as good. So we might also see him like a Stinger come out for more KOs, Reverb for more cooldown. So many options here available to this Drakkar. Gonna go for the Stinger in the end, of course. Stinger Drakkar has been a thing since the beta, since Stinger has been in the game. But very, very good pickup there. Primetime going to the rapid fire Estelle is amazing. Hotshot on the Atlas is also really good though. Reverb on the Kai with the peak performance is really nice, and the extra special on Mako for a lot more in snare drums, also pretty nice. Prize Fighter on the Kazan. If you're getting killed, I would say it's not as good, but potentially it can come.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what exactly is happening here for the side of Crimson. Like, they're scoring, but I don't like really see the vision. I don't see the plan. It kind of just happens, and it's not like a bad thing. It's good that they can make it just happen. But like, as opposed to Ramen, or not Ramen, Gap guys, where I've kind of figured out what their plan is, where it's like just let Liar cook and give him enough chances, you know. And then Cold Ramen will pick up side stuff whenever he needs to. I haven't been able to figure that out for Crimson. It's a little odd. Oh, that Blink is not going to hit. Liar's going to eat that Crystal Sword. That's not the name of that ability, but...
Yeah, it's a Crystal, it is a Thorn. Yeah, it's close enough. But yeah, really good pickup there by the side of Gapped guys. And Snare Drums here with that extra special for a little bit more forward momentum, but we've been seeing it earlier where just these Snare Drums are betraying the Mako consistently. Secondary from Malachi also isn't able to shove it there, but what is able to be shoved is Kai off the map, and that's another stacks reset. Just really good find there. The Rose Warp as well is really nice, gets it over to Tefunk and saves the barrier. The dribble not quite perfect, and the Kazan is able to primary it through there. Really good stuff. And we see the Kazan actually hitting it backwards with the ultimate there. Unfortunately, the strike shot misses. And that's going to be Malachi trying to set something up again, but he just can't quite get the set. The Ensnare Drums is good, but the Cosmic Expanse is able to get it out. That's going to be another kill onto this Kazan. That's going to be zero stacks on stacks, 0 prize fighter stacks, and that's basically 2 awakenings down.
Yeah, plus the Estelle, the ult there managed to take that barrier. I would like to see Funk and Estelle kind of play their verticals a bit more. Good clear. Link's gonna not really do anything. It doesn't really clear it. Malachi's got the ball back up, but yeah, you just clear down like a fake defense. Or like a fake offense, sorry. And this could be a little sketchy if it gets back, but it just goes around. If they bottom side, I think they're fine. It's going to the top side. Back top side, Estelle finds the clear. Malachi managing to stall the core out. Secondary's burned. Flips burned. Fox played it forward again. I don't know. Oh, and it goes in. Okay. The primary is going to sink it in, I guess.
Yeah, and this is the danger of especially that rapid fire on that Mako, where she just has so many hits that it's so difficult to clear past her. And if she gets the perfect setup, she can push it through. And I mean, Tefunk is just so clean on these kills. I mean, if one person is just a pixel too close to the edge, he instantly has that kill on lock. Never misses it, it seems. And that's going to be Mew sacrificing the top barrier to clear the bottom. So, you know, saves 1 at the cost of 1, basically a net neutral trade, but at least gets some control over the core. Is pretty nice to see. 1 barrier going down now on the side of Seraphim Crimson. That's going to be 2 barriers now down. Cold Ramen has the option, misses the Giga though, really unfortunately, and that's a lot of momentum gone off that. The shotgun gets it through. Astral Projection gets it back though. And that's, unfortunately, Yugo was walking to the top, I believe, to try and get an angle on to Kazan or something on a pass, but was just a little bit too far away to even core flip, and that's just a bit of a lapse in positioning there from Yugo, trying to pay too much attention too far afield and not enough close to home.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of a lapse in judgment. Sometimes you misgauge, you know, you get so caught up in a play that you forget that their play, they don't always follow your script, you know? Good flip here, both sides, both barriers. Yeah, all barriers are gone. Open net, and I'll say it, the open net trade is more favorable for the Estelle. Dale's gonna
Absolutely.
manage to find it to Funk, play it top. The flip's coming out. They flip to trade, and I think we're safe as long as Ramen doesn't get in this corner. And yeah, Malachi's managed to find. Oh, put the. No, we put the Atlas in baby jail. Oh no.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with that extra special, I mean, he just gets that so often. He can basically throw it, even if he whiffs it half the time, it's still good enough. And it's such a powerful ability a lot of times. But Kazan actually able to just push it through. You know, it bought a lot of time, though. So kind of a net neutral in the end on that. But we do get a barrier in the end. Really nicely played there. Malachi using the secondary as well for a little bit more force. Rose Warp down to the bottom, pushes it forward to the forwards who managed to get a barrier. And that's a 2-2 tie here, but there's 2 barriers up right now. Corflip was used to get 1. Cold Ramen gets the other, and now it's perfectly tied. 2-2, 1-1, and the open goals. Shotgun, though, protects the net for now. Barrage, a little bit wide. The Corflip is on this Kai, who's not going to use it just yet. He's waiting. He's saving it for when he has the opportunity to score. He doesn't want to waste it, but he might end up not being able to. The Rose Warp is good. That's going to be Yugo whiffing the Corflip there, and a little bit of panic. Crystal Thorns gets it forward, though, to Funk. Strike Warren. Malachi trying to go forward. The Shotgun also good. Gets it down to Malachi. The Black Hole gets it in.
Yeah,
Nicely played by Sarah from Crimson.
Yeah, Ramen decided to hold that flip, but I mean, it makes sense, you know, that flip was initially a little sketchy, you know, don't want to, like, waste it, but it's kind of the risk you take, is that, you know, if you don't use it now, you may not get the chance, and because of it, Mr. Carr is going to be able to pick up Missile Prop. I mean, maybe it's something else, but yeah, I think it's just Missile Prop. Atlas can pick up the orbs. We've seen this a lot. It's one of his really good awakenings. Estelle's got quick strikes, going to help hold it down a bit. High bulk up. That's going to help with the peak performance, right? Oh, wait. Oh, we are triple health stacked on the Kai. That could be a little scary. Yeah,
I had misspoke earlier. It was Kazan with the peak performance. It was actually the Reptile Remedy on that Kai. Yeah, it is still really good. I mean, I think, you know, one of the best combos is that bulk up reverb lets you get so much damage out. So we might start seeing some Giga kills even. Especially after the buffs, but not if Cold Ramen cannot live. Even with the Atlas ult, he's looking a little worse for wear. Not even full of health after that, even after the Atlas ult buffs. So a little unfortunate there. He's going to recover, but I mean, all these hits out of Malachi is going to ensure that he's not really in that regeneration range for very long.
Ooh. Barrage and Giga use take the barriers, and it's worth, as you do get a double barrier. And Ramen's back in the corner here. Malachi lost a strike 4. That sucks. Oh well. Given another chance, though, and he wins it this time. And it's back in Malachi's hands. Oh, to Funk. Okay. This is really good. This is actually a really good spot for to be in. Flip, and he wins it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
and go for it.
It definitely does. I think I figured it out, right? Crimson's plan isn't to, like, rotate this ball around the Atlas like you know they would, right? They're not going for these vertical plays. They are just overlapping the Estelle, like the primaries, the secondaries, the Drakkar shotguns, you know, even the Mako stuff. And, I mean, unless you, like, match the 3v3 or you clear away, but even clearing away is a little scary because of what this Estelle has, you know? They just, like, beat out. They just trade more cooldowns than you can deal with, and that's, like, their game plan here, is that they just want to force it through this Atlas, which is not something you generally see.
Yeah, it is a bit of you know, it takes a lot of setup to do that, and it takes a lot of time to do that, which is why we see so many of these points going so long. But we see great usage of that Mako ult against snare drums, forcing out the Atlas Cosmic Expanse. The Rose Warp is a little too slow, though, off the core flip out of Cold Ramen. So really good play there. Gap guys, you know, they're getting a lot of stuff here. They're able to get a lot of barriers. Most of these have been, you know, 2 open net points. And so we're almost seeing, they almost got the barrier, but this defense from Yugo is actually really nice. Kai sends it backwards, but it's not the demon angle, thankfully. 1 pixel down, and that would have been really tragic for the Gap guys. Corflip is used from Kazan, but he kind of just lets it sit there, and the piercing shot picks it up, gets it to Malachi, but Atlas gets it forward, back up to Kazan. It's just back and forth, and that's a perfect counter from Tafunk to put it in with the shotgun and the Molten Bolt as well. Sends it right through that Atlas.
I mean, Drakkar jump scare, unironically, he just showed up in front of the core. Yeah, and here we are, set point. This could be Malachi's time. He may, well, he'll make it to qualifiers. He'll be semi-free from his Osis chains. Still more to prove, but that's both barriers gone for the side of Gap guys. Seraphim still got theirs. Malachi's got a flip. This is looking really good. Tafon's gonna be able to play it forward. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this Jakar is just going to force it through this Kai. He's waiting for a shotgun to do it. And he's not going to find it though. Oh, wow.
We do see though
Cold Connect.
Yeah, Cold Ramen a little bit low. Atlas ult is used though, and that's a barrier. That Atlas ult was so clutch, saving both of the forwards there. That's a core flip also whiff from Master X Malachi. Estelle Hugo trying to put it forward to Funk as well. The Rose Warp is used. Cold Ramen very low again, struggling to stay alive even with all the stagger build. But the core is now on the other side of the field. Atlas even playing super up to give the Kai time to regenerate. Great piercing shot from Hugo. Finds the save, the strike as well. Kazan not really get the strike shot, not really get through Malachi. The shotgun's good, but the Cosmic Expanse keeps it forward. Now it's Cold Ramen's turn to go forward. He has the barrage, but it's not enough. The red cores are coming out in overtime. The shotgun's not quite enough. Kazan's trying to put it forward and through the Jakar. The Jakar goes down to Malachi. Malachi uses the passive to try and get in. The Molten Bolt goes wide. So many abilities used so quickly, and yet both teams still standing. Cold Ramen, though, going up the barrage. Core flip is used, and the last tick of the barrage is able to get it through. Nicely done by Gapped Guys to stay alive in this game, 1 point away from going to the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that's really what you need here. You cannot let this go overtime. You know, you have an Atlas goalie, and he's going to lose in overtime. Like, Atlas just can't deal with the speed of Red Core. So you really have to close these out before overtime gets too hectic, because, I mean, we have a lot of access to 1-2. Oh my, barriers are falling. Estelle does find the clear as long as the tempo doesn't swap to Funk's on a forward flip trade. Gold still has his. And I think we're okay. We're not okay. We are not okay at all. The flips come out and it's straight through both.
Yeah, we saw Tefunk trying to use a shotgun and a strike there, but it was a little too early. Cold Ramen with great patience on that core flip. Just good play by both teams, but Cold Ramen had the patience to go over and just right through the defense even. And now it's Gapped Guys 1 point away from tying up the sets. A really good position to be in for them. A lot more leeway. I don't want to say leeway, but a lot more, mental relief not having to go through so high a hill. Master X Malachi actually sabotaging there a little bit, accidentally hitting the red core with his primary. The first part just kind of stop it dead. That's going to be one berry going down. Cold Ramen not letting these opportunities go to waste. Shotgun from Jakar stuns him up. Master X Malachi has the core flip. He's going forward. This could be it. The piercing shot sends it forward. The core flip not going to be used just yet. The baby cage comes out, puts Kai in it. The piercing shot keeps it forward. Master X Malachi not using his core flip. The shotgun finds it. And that is Seraphim Crimson qualifying for the OSAS finale.
Yeah, I mean, very close game. I think every set went to 0.5, right? I don't think
pretty much, yeah. That could be.
Yeah, and I think both teams kind of had. I think it felt like both teams had a plan there, where Gapped Guys kind of were more reliant on like just letting the brawler carry, which isn't necessarily wrong. There's a lot of like value in playing with your midfield or like your midfield goalie duo and just like kind of feeding your brawler the core. But it can also like feel a lot worse whenever it doesn't work, as opposed to like Red Team where they kind of just like all played in a line, and like while it may not have been as like cool to see, like we didn't see many like passes or anything, just like them playing it in that corner and just playing to like trade the cooldowns and then just eventually get it in, like basically a war of attrition really. It was neat to see, and I'm curious to see if we'll see the same thing from Gapped Guys and this tiebreaker against Jakar cheating, or if they'll swap it up. You know, maybe they'll. I'm just curious what the name of the game is.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be. I mean, it also depends on the map and everything when we go into the tiebreaker. But it is definitely going to be quite a match. There is going to be. I mean, we've seen both the teams on stream now. They both, of course, have gotten all the way to here to the qualifiers. And, we've seen them in bracket multiple times now. Both of these teams are pretty good at the game. Each one, I would say, have what it takes to qualify, but only one gets to go through. So they're going to be pulling out all the stops. This is their absolute last chance in order to qualify for OSAS this season, or for the OSAS finale, I should say. So yeah, they're going to be pulling out a lot of stuff. I'm imagining out of the team of Jakar cheating, we've seen them kill a lot. So I'm thinking that it's going to be another kill comp, and it's going to have to be Gapped Guys dealing with another set of kills. That's just my prediction. I don't know what they're going to play. But that seems the most likely option here to me.
Definitely could be. Of course, we could also just. I think it's a little interesting. This match, because of how we've seen cheating play today. Just very like textbook, very like coordinated. It's actually very like fun to watch. Like it feels like they're all very comfortable with each other. I don't really feel like any one person. Oh, we have Striker Rasmussen. Wait, that's their sub. I believe we had
Perfect Curves.
Perfect Curves. Does that mean Striker Rasmus midfield?
It
They
could
were
be
a brawler, but I'm down regardless. But Perfect Curves does seem to have been rotated out. Which I don't know how that'll affect things because I mean that is just very different play styles, I imagine. I'm just thinking about like the character pools and how we saw them play. Could be very different. Not sure what the map. We don't have any updates on like the map yet or anything like that, so not really much to go on. I'm just waiting for the game to start right now.
Yeah, and of course it can take a little bit for the teams to come to those decisions. Especially with a sub coming in that can throw a wrench in your plans, especially in OSAS where there's a lot of one tricks and a lot of player specific counter picks and picks. Once you get up to higher levels in the Nassel and the NASA, there are a few signature picks that you want to be wary of, but most of the time it's everyone is at least somewhat competent on every character. So you kind of have to be more aware of like awakening starts and stuff. But when it's an OSAS, a lot of the times a game can be won in this selection phase. One of the oldest things that I always say every single time in OSAS, especially for next season whenever that happens. You see a Juno one trick, you ban a Juno one trick. That's an easy way to win your games. To counter the player, not necessarily to counter the maps and the characters and all that. So that might be what's going on now is because Striker Rasmus is subbed in. Now you have Gap guys saying, okay, well, we had a plan for Perfect Curves. We ban Rasmus. We go to this map where Rasmus isn't as good necessarily. But now that Striker Rasmus is here, they might have to, rethink their plans.
Yeah. I do believe this is the last spot. There will be no more. No more people to qualify after this. And
it all comes down to this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're going. That can't be right.
Atten City, let's go. Best map in the game.
All right.
Granted, it was Seraphim Crimson on the Estelle goalie, but Estelle goalie is quite good on Atten City on this nice open map. You also do see some other goalies come out on this nice open field. So if it is actually the Atten City pick, it'll be pretty fun to see.
Well, I don't have a problem with Auten. I just didn't think we would. I didn't think we ran Auten with Orbs in. I know we don't in like NASA, Nassel, Nast. Guess it just doesn't fit for Osis, but okay. All right. Well, you know the deal with Auten City. Whoever
Atten
gets
City
orbs, yeah. Whoever gets orbs will be sitting comfortably. Hopefully.
Yeah, hey, for all we know, it could be like Ponder or Dancer start.
How fun would that be? I don't think I've ever seen that start. That'd be a crazy start, Loki.
Now imagine we go into the quick play rules and, we just quickly go in and it's like, Dancer, Ponder, Replicator.
Oh, yeah. We're loading in. It is, in fact, Auten City. We are confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auten City, Ohio.
Right.
Get to the game, and then we'll be able to see some team comps, and we'll be able to see some awakenings in just a minute here. But yeah, it's a nice open map, only one barrier. So you tend to see a lot of ranged goalies. We see here we have a Finny goalie hovered. I don't know if they're trying to go for a kill comp potentially with that Juliet. Of course, kill comps aren't generally picked on Atten. You can kind of cook a little bit with them, but because it's such a massive map, it can be a little bit difficult to actually get those kills locked in. We're going to see an IME ban coming out here. Onto Gapped Guys. I don't know if that's quite a targeted ban. Did we see an Imi ban from Crimson as well?
I don't think so. Or I think actually maybe we did. I'm not familiar, but I'm actually pretty comfortable with this comp that I'm looking at. Estelle Julie, Estelle Julie Feeney. I almost said Estelle Julie IDC, but yeah, Estelle Julie's very standard. Julie actually does okay on this map. It's not like her best map, but like she does fine. The other option would be like Kazan, like Zentaro or something. Oh well. Maybe they're listening, because that's a Zentaro, however. And if that gets locked, it actually changes a lot. Because that means his Feeney pick might actually be a kill comp. Where like, they just opt full in on damage. But even if they don't, Feeney's with the new buff to her move speed, and if she goes momentum boots, which is something we've seen a lot. Like, I mean, Feeney's kind of fast and covers a lot. Like, even if you don't play her for damage, not like awful. Is that an eject Juno? Eject Kai? I'm not sure. One of those two is in the midfield, or they're in the box.
Yeah. I would love to see Momboots Juno goalie, but it's going to be that Kai goalie in the end. Most likely eject button, although we do sometimes see Strike Shot as well is really good on this map. I actually almost would like to see the Strike Shot on the Fini. Of course, with the move speed buffs, Momboots becomes a little more popular. But not having to move as far is also a strategy rather than being able to move super far. So plays a little bit either way. With you, if you go the Strike Shot, you play a little bit more of a behind style, which I think actually fits, ironically, Fini better than Kai. So if they swapped Awakenings, might be more fitting. But we're going to see that first goal going over there to Chikara Cheating, coming out blazing as per usual. Chikara Cheating, we saw before, they have that really good first set. The question really is, can they keep it up?
Yeah, and we're looking at a Catalyst start, also a Deadeye start, which Estelle's opted into. So I do think the plan is to kill. I feel like if your plan was to just like stall, win off core control, I don't think this is a real threat. I mean, yeah, you got two people in the net. That's like really rough. Flip's gonna be traded. Gonna go top side. Lyra's gonna have to flip so it doesn't go in the Fini ult, and I think we're still okay. Flip burn for the Fini. Brando's gonna catch it, but Brando's low. This could be dangerous. Oh, good evade.
Yeah, Brando's super low. If only there were health packs that spawned on the map, and sets of 6 at a time. It would be really crazy if that happened. So he's back to full HP now. We see a core flip used from the Estelle. Passes down to Brando, who gets a beautiful redirect up to the top. It was a little bit too steep of redirect, so it didn't keep the speed, but it was a steep enough angle that Kai just could not get to it. And Mew just wasn't expecting that, or the barrage wasn't on cooldown. The barrage came out way too late to be able to stop it. And that's going to be second goal going over to Chikara Cheating.
Yeah, a bunch of damage being put out on Lyre here, and the Fini's going to claim the barrier. That barrier's also going to be claimed.
Fini claiming both barriers.
Oh yeah.
City is a 2-barrier map now.
And it's going to go around. Lyre's got it in this corner, playing it top side. Raman's able to play it forward. Pass down, not going to be found. Lyre, no hook. And I think we're okay. Brando. It's a little scary, but yeah, it's just cleared top. Lyre's got Flip. Lyre might be dead. Flip's coming out for I don't care. And it's cleared. It's back in the possession, though. He's just holding it down. Oh, the counter flip. Oh, that was well played. And now we got a power play for the side of Chikara Cheating.
Yeah, beautiful kill flip by Brando steals the momentum away from Gapped Guys. But Cold Ramen, again, Cold Ramen never count him out. He's really good on these power plays. Core flip as well buys a little bit more time. We're now in overtime. Lyre's back on the field, passing down to the bottom here. Juno goes forward and gets the goal. I think the first time we ever saw Cold Ramen on stream, if I remember correctly, it was Era on Night Market. There was a power play against his team, and he managed to score the goal. Again, not on an Era of all things, not on someone who's super good at scoring necessarily. But Cold Ramen comes in clutch when it's important, and if there ever was a time to come in clutch, this is it.
Yeah, Giga's going to claim that barrier. Lyre's got the hook to play it forward, but it's not really an offense when everybody's in the net. Mew's got his flip, and I mean, everybody's got flips really coming up. Oh, first one down. Mew's got it cleared out, but it's still in this corner. Lyre's managed to hook it out. Fini's going to push it back, and this clear happens down. I think he's fine. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. The flip's going to sink in bottom net, and what can you do?
Yeah, but we do see the energy economy here massively in favor of Jakara cheating. They have one flip, almost three flips, very close on those bars. One flip being burned immediately, but it's countered. The Fini secondary is nice, though. Giga Blast is forced to be used. That's so many abilities that are burned just to keep this barrier alive. Rose Warp with the strike misses. That's going to be no barrier going down. Incredible defense, especially on Mountain City of all places. Strike Erasmus not able to get that clear forward. IDC trying to clear it around, use the ult. The core flip is burned by the Estelle to try and just get something done there, but it's not enough. The barriers are staying alive. The Slime's trying to get it forward. Strike Erasmus falling back to get an orb there. IDC holding on to this core flip for dear life. Fini card misses there, unfortunately. We see the Juno jumping forward, using the core flip. Core flip was whiffed by ADC, but the angle wasn't there on the barrier anyways, so a bit of a miss-to-miss situation. Piercing shot actually finds it this time, and that's an open goal, but not quite the goal just yet. Core flip is used by Mew, but it's not enough. Just goes kind of back and forth there. You need to have a concerted offense here. You can't just have a throwaway. And that's going to be a hook, I believe, from Liar finding the counter flip there, I think unintentionally even. But gonna find the barrier as well. We're in overtime. There's gonna be red course come out, especially from this Kazan in that closed form, but he's taking a lot of damage. We see Brando's ult coming out. The passive came out earlier, but he's used the entire kit and there's nothing left and there's no goal still. The Fini ult gets it to the Estelle there, but the Juno intercepts and it's in the goal. First set over to the Gap guys.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing it just go around and around a lot. Ramen's kind of just playing. I mean, that's kind of like the win gone for Gap guys, is like finding like a hook or a Juno jump and managing to sink it in. And that's Orb Dancer. Or that's Orb Dancer for your... Oh, no. Oh, no. I think that might have been a mistake. I mean, Ponderer's strong, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, Orb Dancer on this map, on any map really, just tends to get a lot more value. Just having speed is just like the most broken stat in the game. And sure, you get the Estelle to the extra special, and Brando did pick up Explosive, which is very strong. I mean, on the opposite side, you have stacks on Juno, Prize Fighter, not a Prize Fighter, Perfect Form on Kazan. And I'm just a little worried. I think, how do you deal with this Fini speed? Sure, you got a counter, or you got a power play here, but as soon as this resets, which it looks like it has, that's going to go in. But this next point is like really scary. Once we get this Orb Dancer rolling, it I mean, I don't know, man. Very scary.
I think the thing here is that I'd be more scared of the Fini with Ponder than the Fini with Dancer, because it's a little harder for... It's a lot easier for a stray black hole to get a lot done. Ooh, there you go, nice card from the Fini. And the thing is, the Fini doesn't need the speed to play up. So Fini is sitting back a lot. So if she gets the Ponder, she can sit back and still have abilities going forward. So she kind of gets the best of both worlds. With the Dancer, it gives her the option to play up, but she has to abandon her defensive position. Great Rose Warp there by Striker. Rasmus is going to send it in. So I don't necessarily think that the Ponder is a bad choice, but I definitely think that the Dancer would have been really good on that guy too.
Yeah. And here we are, Explosive. That kickoff's fake, by the way. The Taro kickoff is secondary. It's so, like, not real. I see it all the time. It's, like, not a real kickoff. Good defense by the side of Chikara cheating. Playing it forward, Mew's got his flips, so there's probably not any real threat here. But if they do manage to get into this corner, flip may be burned. Oh, Ramen almost died there. Brando's a little low, but orbs are going to spawn here in a second, so I think he's alright. And there they go, and they did not confirm that kill in time. Oh, but he got none of them. Oh dear, he's not okay. I'm playing it forward. Liar's going to be able to confirm here, I believe. Never mind.
Core flip not perfect from you, doesn't save the barriers, which is a little too far. Wait on the core flip as well. Liar, though, finds the angle to the top, and that ties it up 2-2. The Gapped guys taking the lead overall with the one set and the tie in the set. Chikara cheating very close to tying it all up.
Yeah, and here we are. Another, well, barrier is already gone. Another set point. Core flip burned. I mean, Catalyst starts are so fun. I love having 4,000 core flips. Brando's got his flip up in the net. And if this ball is procured to him, which it probably will be, that's a power play. This is looking really good. Power play, you just walk it forward and you take it bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. If that Kai had Dancer, that's a very different point. Being able to run up on the Kai, I think, is a lot better than the Ponderer. I can understand I think it's more of a deny on Finny, keeping her away from more of those abilities, but I do definitely think, especially looking at it now, getting that Dancer on the Kai would have made all the difference, I think. So
Yeah,
I've come around to agree with you on that one.
Now our Feedy, opted into Hot Shot. I was really expecting like a Twin Drive there. I mean, maybe even like a Prime Time or 1-2. I'm not really sure, but anyways, Kazan's picked up the Twin Drive. He has Perfect Form and Catalyst, so he's going to be printing energy and cooldowns. Juno's got Red Speed now with 1-2 Punch. And, I mean, we have Stinger and Prime... Whoa. I hit my button. Sorry. We have Stinger and Prime Time on the side of cheating. So we have a lot of damage potential coming out here with the Deadeye Prime Time and the explosive Stinger Kata. I mean, there's going to be a lot of energy in this game from both teams.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a bit interesting to see that same dynamic we've seen represented very differently every time. Barriers found open goals on both sides. IDC able to get up to it in time. Giga Blast, though, great. Also a kill there. Power play this time onto Gap Guys, who also managed to find a cold run with a 1-2 punch. Juno really nicely found. And that's not what you want to see. If you're the kill comp with all the damage, you do not want to be dying. That is absolutely tragic there for that to happen. I think Striker Rasmus getting caught a little too close to the edge. I mean, it does happen. It's not the end of the world, but it is definitely an advantage over to the Gap Guys.
Yeah, Muse forced to burn his flip on the defense, and Brando's got it in the corner here. Good Strike War win, and it's still in the corner. I think they're okay, though. Double stack, Brando has to win 2 Strike Wars, and that's just not... I mean, you just have got 2 strikes. Barrier's gonna fall, Muse gonna play it top. Still okay, played in the corner. There's no real pressure up there. The ult's gonna come out, and it's chill. The pass to Liar could be dangerous, but it's actually not. Oh, that's scary. Brando printing energy, as always.
Yeah, great find on that. Gets the core flip, gets the angle right through. Doesn't play with any fancy angles or passes or things. Just gets it done straight through the goal. Who had just used pretty much all the abilities. So there's not really much left to defend that, and if you know that, it's perfectly fine to shoot it straight at the goalie before they can actually have the time to get their abilities back. Of course, Strike has that very short cooldown. We see Fanny able to also print energy in a different way by just running to get all the orbs. Core flip is used by Striker Rasmus to get that barrier. Juno almost dead here on the side of the map. The core, though, not only up the Crystal Thorns, of all things, gets the kill with that Deadeye on that Estelle. Really nicely done. And that's Brando getting it done there. Great passing play with the entirety of Chikara cheating, and that Fanny playing a little bit further up. And yeah, just getting it right through and in between the enemies during the power play. Really nicely done.
And that's what you got to do on these power plays. Is you gotta find the passes to your team to find the weakness, and the weakness there being, well, I mean, the person without core flip. And I mean, yeah, playing it forward. We got the barrier. Muse got it in the corner. It's a little dangerous if nobody's gonna help him out. Pass is not safe with the Feeny and the Estelle. Oh, backwards Feeny card, not gonna take this barrier. Well, good. And this is scary. Top corner, yeah, I mean, it's round and round. Oh, dead. And it's again, power play on the side of Chikara cheating. Oh.
Yeah, the Fanny ult as well, really nicely done there to just get it forward that red core speed, and that's a perfect setup for Brando. Nicely done again by the entirety of cheating. Everyone's kind of helping out there. They even have the unified emote there. That is the level of their team play coordination. And, you know, we've seen some rocky moments. We've also seen some great moments. A lot of good pickups here. I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw like a Zentaro pick up the team player just to deny the Kai. But we will see what is opted for in the end here. Peak performance up on the Zentaro and then team player to the Kai.
Yeah, that checks out. The Estelle's going to get her option of aerials. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Juno's not really left with much, and Feeney's going to be able to pick up missile prop. I think I would have preferred the bulk up just to deny the HP, right? Because then you force Kazan on like glass or might, and like, yeah, you do have it, but we're 3 sets in. You're not going to get a lot of size this game, you know? Not a lot of value is going to come from this Might of the Colossus. But it's okay. The health wasn't picked up regardless, so not that bad. And I mean, he's dead. No HP. Power play for the side of cheating again.
Yeah, and we see that, in these power plays, though, there's a lot of good defense coming out. The Rose Warp is not quite perfectly timed, so it actually sends it backwards a little bit. But a great find by Brando onto the barrier right as the power play is ending and the Juno respawns into a very hurt world here. Very low so often, of course, there's a lot of orbs to also regenerate. Corflip is whiffed by Strike Erasmus, though, unfortunately. Brando trying to get it through, but is actually strike warped beautifully by Ramen and Lyre. And Cold Ramen very low, but is able to dodge just in the nick of time, but not that one as well. You only have so much energy, and it has a cooldown too. Strike Erasmus, though, whiffs a flip and kills a lot of momentum, and also dies. But a nice find on the angle from IDC, able to play so far up because that Orb Dancer just gets to Corflip to the top side of the goal, even after Strike Erasmus is dying.
Yeah, Muse keeps finding it's like on her third KO this game with the Giga, and it's not even like spec training or Deadeye or anything like that. It's just base Giga. So it could be a little dangerous. Lyre in the corner, also probably dead, I have to imagine. Yeah, it doesn't go in. As long as this doesn't go in and they flip this, tempo is going to be really good for the side of Chikara cheating.
Yeah, they even find a barrier there off the top of that. Mew, of course, now full on energy after the Catalyst proc with Brando hitting him. And of course, Brando was trying to get a goal there, but basically just gave flip to the enemy goalie. That's going to be a Giga hitting him backwards. Beautiful angle on that from Mew with the downtown shot. With strike shot, the core flip is used as well, trying to go into the goal, but it's not quite perfect. It ends up being passed here between Ramen and Lyre. Can they get it in? Estelle has respawned, sorry, and the core flip ends up not being able to get much done. Kind of goes back to this back and forth play. The Crystal Thorns comes out a little too early, but the final, just a strike in after everything is used. A strike just slips it in along the bottom. Nice and sneaky.
Yeah, here we go. We got set point. Well, match point.
This is a qualification point.
Yeah, real. There is no more. It's time to. If Gap Guys wants to make it, this is the time to wake up. Lyre's hook is not going to save that. Lyre's looking very low, and it's in the corner anyways. Falls right back to Brando. That's the strength of Feeny, is being able to just summon that, like, basically a rune killer wherever you want, but a much more effective one, in my opinion. Yeah. You got it in the corner. Muse a little dangerous, a little low. Brando's going to win the strike board to end the game. And that is the final qualification spot, going to Chikara cheating.
Congratulations to Chikara cheating for picking up that qualification spot. Welcome back to the finale. So we now have Plink Plink Plink, Seraphim Crimson, and Chikara cheating as our qualifiers for this week, and this is the final week of qualification. Tune in next week, of course, for the finale. But that'll do it for the play-in stage. But a great game to end on. I mean, so back and forth at so many different times. I mean, honestly, the last few games have just, almost every game has just been so good here. So many, people really trying their best, playing their hearts out to try and get into this finale here. Which really just gives me hope for the finale even as well, because, I mean, if they're playing this well just in the qualifiers, and then they're going to get another week to practice as well. I mean, I'm just looking forward to see what every team that qualified has in store.
Yeah, no, I mean, every season we see the level of Osis go up. It's no longer just like these like players that like sometimes barely don't even know the characters. Like, no, I feel like Osis has gone to a level where they're not like quite there. I wouldn't say they're like nasty level, but they're on the way. We see actual team play happening. It's very impressive. A lot of the games are really close. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think the finale is gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just well played by all the teams. The finale absolutely will be amazing. But of course, it is one more week that you must wait before that. So, congratulations to the finalists. Thank you for playing in the tournament, everyone, even if you didn't qualify. A lot of y'all, I'm sure everyone, but I only saw certain ones. Everyone I saw, fantastic play. You played well. I'm looking forward to what you have in the future. Sadly, if there are winners, there must be losers, but not losers going home in shame. Again, you played well. You got a lot of experience. I'm always looking forward to see how you develop. But we will be seeing those that have been able to win and practice more. I mean, I'm just really excited to see, because so many of these teams, we've seen them improve. over the tournament. That's the way to phrase it. I completely lost my phrasing. But they were able to practice week on week on week. We saw them getting better. We saw the tournament evolving in real time. So I'm just looking forward to see that final iteration going into this finale. But of course, one more week we must wait. So I will send y'all on your way with that. Thank you very much for everyone for coming in, the teams for playing, Flop Dwop for joining me on the cast, and as well for everyone on production as well for making this run smoothly. Thank you, everyone. Thank y'all very much, and good night.